Hello, good afternoon. Is anyone here? Yo, I don't know anything about this game. Bro, you've watched me play this before. I think. It was 1.8. The one with the people in Russia. Bro, you remember? It had, I pulled Wind Song. Okay, so...
Welcome. There's no need to knock. I saw you.
Also, I got Pookylicious 3000.
A healthy body is a precondition for
I
a fully
love her.
healthy mind. It helps you think quickly and to run fast should you have to jump out of a window to escape.
Pookie. Okay, let me just get everything I need before we watch the trailer. I think I haven't watched it yet. I'm pretty sure.
Please, forgive me.
I have watched, yes, but I still have no clue. Actually, yeah. I think us players are as confused as people who haven't played because the story is really convoluted. Also, I couldn't help myself and I got Pookie.
It is sweet of you to be so quiet when you come to visit. But you
Pookie,
needn't be so
Pookie.
worried about interrupting. I will be more than happy to incorporate your footsteps and knocking into my performance.
She is so cute. I'm going to... Actually, I don't think so. Not now. Because I'll run out of the thing. Whoa. Like to do the stages. And I was doing a series of dusks before. I was getting my ass beat, okay? Even though I have a lot of Inside 3 characters. I'm just really bad at this game. Yeah. So like, oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. So like, let's watch the trailer, I think. Scared. Actually, I have watched it, I think, but let's watch it again.
Seriously? You're doing the artificial storm experiment?
Regulars.
Yeah? You're not about to go swimming with my most treasured record, are you?
You must understand. This record is a vital element of the experiment.
And you need to understand that it's a one-of-a-kind relic of rock and roll.
Oh, don't fret. I've taken that concern into account.
What?
What the Sigma?
The closest potential location for the experiment appears to be directly on the route of this cruise ship, the Freebreeze.
Wow.
My calculations show that we're veering off course. We're accelerating on a southward trajectory.
These people are fortunate. Born at the top of wealth and privilege.
Miss Grace, please, show us a new way.
My Shayla, I love Fatutu.
What a coincidence. I so happen to have a similar device myself.
1999? 2005? 2007?
There is a pioneer who has crossed the storm.
There's a language that transcends all barriers. Please, everyone, hold on to each other and follow the music. And you're going to do the experiment alone?
That's the plan. And if I fail, at least you'll have one more umbrella for the others.
Oh yeah. Well, there's something I have to confess before, well, we start. I haven't done the Haunted Highway one, or at least I haven't really paid attention because I was very tight on time. And then I have no idea who Miss Grace is. I know her name is like Kayla or something. My Kayla! But then I don't really know what she does. I know she has something to do with Anjunala, but yeah, not really sure. I know she's like affiliated with the Menace, but I don't really know much more than that. So I might be a little I might not understand it fully, but I'll get into looking for it later. Also, this soundtrack is so like New Year's Eve, like, I don't know, but that's the feeling I get. Yeah, I intend on doing like half of it today and then the other half later this week. Also, oh, for Tutu, my Shayla. We live in independence, yet we depend on others to survive. A message delivered.
When the first proverb appears on the shell, we reach the shores of elsewhere. The island, the upturned palm of Mother Sea.
The once drifting boat now beds itself in the golden sand.
When the second proverb appears on the shell, we kindle the fire, the crackling warmth, the spark of hope.
The joyful people are long blessed as one.
When the third proverb appears on the shell, we accept the sea's gift. The rolling waves, the plentiful fish.
The cool sea breeze cradles us.
When the fourth proverb appears on the shell, we face the test. The salty tears, the longing gaze.
Beyond the sea, I find no home. Beyond the sea, I find no home.
You did well today, Tutu.
Thank you, Kamitsa. I was just playing my part in celebrating the success of the trade season. Nothing special, really.
Bro, put on some footwear. Yeah.
What are we doing here? What could be more important than the celebration? I've never seen you sneak off on a bonfire night before.
Tutu, do you think you and your friends could fix up that old ship? I know you're close with Toa, Solane, and the rest. They always make sure their first vows go to you. I'm sure they'd be happy to lend you a hand. And the elders like you too. I've heard many of them say they'll leave their spirit shells to you. So you can win their support too, right?
Whoa, slow down, Big Chief. Are you saying you want to fix up the Quick Spear?
Yeah.
But why? We've kept it docked for years.
Maybe one day we'll need to set sail again. To fish or spend some time on another island.
But the merchants already come by every few months to bring us hollow fruits and red snappers. Why would we need to sail?
Kamota paces back and forth in front of Fatutu, the words stuck in his throat.
Yeah, but what if a storm hits? Are we just going to sit around and let the waves wash away our homes?
Yeah, fair.
We've been through much worse than a few storms.
Bro has no idea. She raises her head proudly.
Remember when the waves came and took away Malaga? Hailani cried for days over that little pebble castle. And then that strange oil polluted the water all around Ititi. The only place where the water's calm enough to hold a pow-pow race. We haven't held a race since. Then Miti and Vaipuna. But we've made it through. Because that's what we do in the face of difficulties, right? We stick together. Besides, we're doing just fine on Melly.
But what if we lose Melly to the waves as well?
Global warming, girl.
If it comes to that, Tutu, I need you to take everyone and leave. Find somewhere to stay for a while. Can I ask that of you?
Fatutu's brow furrows.
You've been acting strange, brother. Are you thinking of sneaking off and leaving us?
I'm not going anywhere. I promise.
This feels like a death flag.
Neither are the rest of us, brother.
No. You must get ready. Start preparing now.
Kamota's unusual behavior leads Fatutu to make a bold guess.
Something's been bothering you since last trade season. You've been spending a lot of time at the beach, looking out to the sea. Did a witch put a spell on you? You better wear some malacca around your neck and carry nip bones and doll sleeves.
No. There's no witch. It's just...
Miss
something
Grace.
Miss Grace told me. It's been bugging me.
Scary.
Miss Grace? That outsider who calls herself a captain?
Oh, we're cooked, guys. We are cooked. The fog is coming. Or, the storm is coming. With the singing of the Nukutai, the trade festival slowly comes to an end. On the beach, the Nukutai bid farewell to their guests in twos and threes, enjoying this rare moment of leisure.
I don't mean to alarm you, Mr. Kamuda. But 3 months from now, Melly will be devoured by a tsunami.
She stands nonchalantly as if discussing something insignificant. And then she says, like, I don't want to alarm you, but alarming news. Girl, be for real.
Miss Grace, don't say such nonsense. You're welcome as a guest, but that doesn't give you the right to spread fear among my people.
What if I told you that the sinking of Malaga and Vaipuna wasn't entirely caused by the tsunami, but there were other factors at play? It is true that the tsunami sent them into the sea, but long before it struck, foreign military forces had been eyeing the islands for their strategic value.
Those rumbling sounds, they weren't thunder?
They were torpedoes launched by humans.
She presents a thick document in her hand.
And I have some unfortunate news regarding them.
Kamota grabs the cold, impersonal stack of white paper.
The area is now under martial law. Any development plans for the region should be revised accordingly.
What the Sigma?
These coordinates, They cover Nukuteao.
After a brief investigation, they concluded that your home is an unoccupied area suitable for their weapon testing. It won't be long before they publish a report on this new test site and receive their rewards for discovering it.
The veil of nothingness was cast by our ancestors to protect us from the outside world. I never thought it would put us at risk. As chief, I must bring this to the attention of my people. Perhaps it's time we remove the mist, but without it, we'll draw all kinds of attention.
Kamuta clenches the report tightly in his fist.
Miss Grace, may I borrow this document? My people need to see this.
Be my guest. But you'd better persuade them quickly.
Why's that?
As far as I know, they're looking to expand the test site. It's on their agenda now.
Right. We'll have to set up a meeting with them to negotiate.
Certainly. I wish you the best of luck persuading those warmongers. And for your safety in the coming tsunami.
Every nonchalant word that leaves her mouth strikes Kamuta with the shocking gravity of the situation.
With all due respect, Miss Grace, not even the Nukutai can predict the movements of the ocean that far in advance. On what basis are you making this forecast?
It's not a forecast, Mr. Kamuta. Call it the wisdom of hindsight. Or perhaps I should put it more clearly. Have you heard of the storm?
Youch! Scared, guys. I'm scared! What does she mean by that?
Kamutza! Kamutza! Brother! The rain's getting heavier! We must go inside!
Rain blurs Kamuta's vision. He stares into the distance, his eyes widening as the frothing waves roar towards the coast. The sea level is rising.
It's happening.
Oh my. Like the soil beneath the ever-rising waterline, Kamuta's murmured words are quickly buried. The sea has almost swallowed the whole atoll. Atoll? Not sure.
What's going on, Tutu? Kamuta?
A worried figure hurries over.
No time for questions, Toa. We must bring these baskets to safety.
Fatutu is already pushing as many woven baskets filled with berries and bundled material as she can up to higher ground. Her hands are sore red, her face stamped with desperate determination.
There's food and clothes in there.
Here, I'll give you a hand.
These NPCs are so cute. Like, really. A tall figure rushes over, grabbing the baskets from the children's hands and tossing them aside.
Chief, what are you doing?
Leave them. There's no time. We must get to the ship. Now!
Our people still have to live after the flood's over. If we don't bring something, what are we going to eat? Or where? These things won't fall into our laps, you know.
She's right, actually, yeah.
Listen, it's different this time.
Before Kamuta can finish speaking, a few dark shadows dart out from the forest. Critters? What the Sigma?
Tutu, watch out!
A row of sharp claws grazes Kamuta's back.
What are all these splinter cats doing here?
The near endless surge of critters starts to create an even greater panic.
These aren't just splinter cats. Are those Sarmatian sea snails? And crabs with ghost faces?
I've never seen them all come out together before. What kind of storm is this?
The flashes of lightning, doubt, and worry flicker across the Nukutai's
They can sense
faces.
the coming tsunami. Come! We need more hands to drive them off.
Understood.
Okay. Mineral. Oops. I have to admit, my mineral team is ass. Yeah, I'm just gonna auto it because,
Did I start running?
yeah.
Another jar?
Don't let go.
You don't want to miss it.
The show must go on.
Nah, this shit easy, man.
I gave it my all. I have no regrets.
The fleeing critters surged like the tide, scattering the Nukutai. Many are left wounded.
All of them, now! Everyone get to the quick spear!
This tsunami, it's the worst I've ever seen. Is it true? Is this the end of Melly?
Tutu! Don't just stand there. Get over here!
Slashte Tupantvala.
Oh, what was that? An inky black incantation flashes past her. A familiar face appears at the highest point of the reef.
Miss Grace!
Okay, girl appeared very conveniently. Grace surveys the scene, a gentle smile on her face. Girl, at least look like you're worried, okay?
Seems I'm right on time.
You're Miss Grace.
You should be more careful out here, dear. People of New Kateao, are you ready to set sail?
The pale shadow gracefully lands beside Fatutu.
Set sail? No. You've got this all wrong, outsider. We're not going anywhere. We Nukata will not abandon our home.
The string of shells around Fatutu's neck heaves along with the defined breaths in her chest.
Tutu, wait. Maybe Miss Grace knows a better way.
She pulls away from Kamuta's hand.
Refuse all you like, miss. But your homeland will be completely submerged before long.
Her words are light, almost careless, as they toy with this unmoving rock before her.
We appreciate your help, Miss Grace, and we'll make sure to return the favor as best we can. But we don't find your view on the situation all that convincing.
Work.
You don't.
You tell her.
Do you?
The critter, now bound by Grace's incantation, is pulled before Fatutu.
Take a look at this little creature. One of nature's many remarkable creations. It has a fitting name, too. The Moon-Eyed Fiddler. They hide themselves in the water, covering their traces with the ebb and flow of the tide. They only come ashore when the tide is high, and from there they migrate to quieter waters. The diviners and arcane dealers, they are the living gold of the ocean. But to the people who live near their regular habitats, they are an ill omen. Wherever they appear, floods are sure to follow.
Grace takes a few subtle steps toward Fatutu.
This tsunami is only the beginning. Animals migrate and leave their homes behind when conditions become unfavorable. You should do the same. Look around you. Think about your people.
The tide of critters seems to have subsided, but the Nukutai still bleed. Fatutu can clearly hear their labor sighs and gasps.
Tutu, it's okay. We know you have your reasons.
Fatutu stands frozen, the sand and gravel carried by the seawater washing over her trembling feet. Tears well up in her eyes as the mottled gray of the sky above seems to merge with the crimson ground below.
Do we really have to leave?
Grace gently adjusts Fatutu's collar, wiping the rain from her face.
The outside world is indeed full of dangers, but there is less to fear than you think. I'll help you through it.
The tide grows more turbulent, crashing against rocks and shaking the foundations of the Nukutai's homes. There's a series of crashes as coconut trees fall, and earth crumbles and falls into the sea.
There it is, our ship.
How convenient. Also, the soundtrack is so good. Less evenings on Earth. Okay. Miss Radio!
Today's headlines. A new naval testing site has been established in an unoccupied area of the Eastern Pacific Ocean to facilitate future armament research and development. South America is facing a significant economic crisis marked by stagnation, inflation, and rising unemployment. The poverty rate in several regions has reached new highs in the last decade. The Ocean Conservation Association is calling for greater attention to be paid to the oil spill near the archipelagos, claiming that the relevant organizations have yet to launch a full investigation into the cause of the incident. The Free Breeze cruise ship is set to arrive in Sydney Harbor later today.
Breeze.
Astrophysicists forecast a solar eclipse this month.
Yay, suitcase. A hand precisely presses the little green button, and a painful wail follows.
Oh, Miss Radio! How could you do this to me? Today of all days? Your bloody alarm ruined my precious holiday lying!
My apologies, Miss Regulus. But it wasn't an alarm. It was the daily news broadcast.
The sawed aside Miss Radio seems to have a clear signal.
If the morning news isn't quite to your taste, I can offer a variety of alternatives, including programs on literature and music critique, Australian food, and so on.
What's with that lineup?
No!
Her cry echoes through the room.
Sorry, it seems I've caught you at a bad time.
Beautiful baby angel, my son. Ezra, having just peeked his head through the door, immediately ducks back. A one-sided conflict seems inevitable.
But please be careful, Miss Regulus. I know the LSCC encourages us to examine machines like Ms. Radio, but I don't think a violent disassembly would go down so well.
Regulus gets to her feet.
Violence? If there's any sort of violence in this room, I'm the one receiving it. Where's my justice?
Well, I'm afraid justice might be slow to come.
The Australian branch is going through restructuring at the moment. Things will be put on hold for a while. In the meantime, you've been assigned to a new team, the Storm Research Group.
Yay, yay, yay.
What? Me?
Yes, Mr. Ulrich's leading it. He made a special request for you to be on the team. He's looking forward to meeting you in person.
What? Just like that? Didn't anyone care to ask me what I wanted to do?
Regulus' puzzled expression soon gives way to a sudden realization.
Wait, why are you telling me this now?
That's what I wanted to know.
The list of group members and the reasons for their selection have been up on Laplace's website for a week now.
That's a girl from the 60s. Do you think she knows how to use a website? Even I don't really know how to. Because I'm really bad at computers.
And today is its official founding day. You should be there, as a Laplace staff member and an important part of the new team.
LMFAO.
Huh? Hold on a minute. As far as I'm concerned, I'm still on Team Timekeeper. And, more importantly, I'm still on my time off.
Good to see that you actually paid attention in our last group meeting, Regulus.
The owner of the suitcase, Regulus Savior, the great timekeeper, arrives at the door.
Vertin! Oh, thank God you're here. Go on, tell them I'm still on holiday.
The fast-running
Sorry
pirate...
to break it to you like this, Regulus, but today's our last day off.
The fast-running pirate is hoping for a life preserver.
You can't be serious.
Forgot to auto.
Of course I am. Also, Mr. Ulrich has invited us to attend the ceremony in Laplace. Shall I give you a moment to get ready?
No!
She is so me. Okay, Cheddingtons, what do we think up until now? Is it looking good? Is it looking grim? The nameless black dots on this parchment cry out for annotations. Check the file. Excerpt from A History of Arcane Ethnicity. Oops. Due to the reclusive nature of the Nukutais, our knowledge of this enigmatic people comes only from the sparse accounts of a few trading ships that had contact with them and the legends from neighboring societies. In the folklore of coastal civilizations in the South Pacific, there are often tales of shell people or hermit crab people. Oops. These beings, dressed in shells and living in the water, are depicted as otherworldly ocean emissaries or guardians. They offer advice and guidance to the protagonists in these stories or help those lost at sea. With the age of exploration, the veil over these mysterious figures was lifted, and a small island called Nukuteao, known for its prediction of mystical and esoteric crafts, became a topic of intrigue among adventurers in taverns. Consequently, the intrusion of explorers and trading ships seemed to weary the Nukutais, and records from that period show they gradually vanished from the pages of history. They employed some form of arcane skill to conceal the island's exact location, ensuring their homeland never appeared on any official map. Today, with advancements in maritime technology and increasing global communication, it is only a matter of time before the island of the Nukutais is rediscovered. The author can only hope that this inevitable encounter will not bring undue harm to the Nukutais, wishing that they can integrate into the global community through peaceful and friendly exchanges. May the final chapter of this age of exploration conclude with harmony. Yeah. Free breeze. Yay! We're going to see Barcarola now. I love her. She's so cute. Free breeze.
Captain, we seem to have deviated from our route to Laplace.
Where is she going? Oh, forgot to auto again. The road to the LSCC is ever fraught with obstacles.
A great pirate, Mr. Apple, doesn't simply rely on her compass. She must listen to her heart too.
Okay, girl.
Ah, this Apple thought you were trying to slip away to make the most of your final day off.
Well, that too.
Like Odysseus returning victorious from the Trojan War, Regulus nimbly dives into one vortex after another.
Come get your sucker rat whiskers all the way from Brazil. Perfect for
Brazil mention? What the Sigma?
85 sharpodontes. See anything alive? You won't find a better price anywhere.
This is a good price. Do you have more of this stuff? Show me everything you've got.
She is so me.
Captain, might I remind you that Miss Sotheby is not traveling with us at this time?
Oh yeah, you're right.
The temptations before them seem to be endless. A street artist sings as paint flies through the air, almost splashing onto Regulus' sunglasses.
All right, mate. Whoa, love the colors. How about bringing in some pop art? Trust me, it'll take it to a whole new level. You should come visit London sometime. We've got some seriously groovy art on the streets.
Groovy?
Pop art? That's a bit dated, don't you think?
I beg your pardon?
Just as Regulus rolls up her sleeves, ready for a tussle, a not too distant cheer grabs her attention. What the Sigma? She was going to fight the guy? Okay, girl.
Did you hear that? We better go over there and check it out, Mr. Apple.
What is it? Could it be Manus Vindictae? Miss Verton did caution us against the Manus followers we might encounter in Australia.
No, it's something much more important than that.
Oh, this soundtrack is awesome. I like the synths. Yay! It's spooky.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest sail-away party in all Australia. For those of you who haven't signed up for the trip, think again. This is the ultimate sailing experience. Relaxation, food, drink, and music. Don't miss out. The Free Breeze is about to set sail. No need to worry about currency exchange, whether it's Australian dollars, sharpodontes, arcane materials, or a rare collectible item. All are welcome in exchange for a ticket of equal value. A small price to pay for an unforgettable journey with the talented multi-instrumentalist Barcarola and her fantastic crackling box.
The thingamajig. The cheers grow louder and louder.
Gift for our most enthusiastic guest. A free cruise ticket.
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
This apple should have known better.
Ladies and gentlemen, the party starts now. Put your hands together for the enchanting Miss Barcarola and her captivating melodies.
Woohoo!
Woohoo indeed. Compliments gush from the ticket seller's mouth as the star at the center of the stage slowly turns... What? Turns her face away.
You're much too kind, Mr. Hamish. Saying all these wonderful things about me.
She is so
I'm only a cruise
cute.
musician.
Babby.
It's thanks to the collective efforts of the whole crew that the Free Breeze has been so successful. I just feel privileged to be a part of it.
I know you want to stay humble, Miss Barcarola, but there's no reason to be so modest. Many of our guests come aboard just to hear you play, and I'm sure there will only be more in the future. So what's the harm with hyping the crowd up with a little round of applause?
Well, if it's for the ship, I suppose I can handle a little publicity.
Of course you can, and you deserve it too. By the way, do you know the guest over there? Very,
It's gonna be
enthusiastic.
Regulus, isn't it?
Hmm?
She follows the direction he's pointing to find a particularly lively duo among the crowd. A girl dressed in red and blue and a floating apple. Hell yeah.
Filling up the crowd. Sold us a load more tickets. We've never sold out so quickly.
All right, everyone, listen up. I've got some exciting news to share. This piece of paper in my hand could be your ticket to an incredible seafaring adventure. Just think about the cool breeze, the spruced up cruise ship, and the awesome music.
What is she doing?
What more could you ask for? This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance for a trip you'll never forget. So, let's get buzzing. Throw your hands in the air and your coins out of your pockets, and let your dreams come to life.
Oh, this shit is so peak.
And fill your spirit soar.
The cheering grows louder and louder.
Is she a local? Australians are known for their sunny
Worse,
disposition.
she's British.
No one knows her, miss. But to be honest, I'd love to invite her to join the crew. If only the captain weren't so picky with the new recruits.
She nods approvingly at the freely dancing figure and clutches her crackling box tighter to her
I
chest.
know what you mean. Her enthusiasm is infectious. Maybe her energy would wake up our stuffy new captain. I'll never understand why the captain fired the old crew and hired a load of people who don't seem to have any clue about music. All they do is make noise, and not the good kind either.
Is it the Manus? Scared. Several startled gazes land on Barcarola.
We better keep it down, miss. They'll hear us.
What is this, the Mafia? He turns, peeking in the direction of the ship before awkwardly retracting his neck.
We didn't hear any dissenting opinions about our captain now, did we?
No, of course not.
The crew members glance at each other awkwardly, coughing softly to urge the embarrassing moment to pass quickly. Guests come and go, and the melodies continue one after another. Eventually, the sail-away party comes to an end.
Captain, if I may, perhaps it's time we made our way to Laplace.
Oh, I know she's not going.
Come on, Mr. Apple. The crowd's going crazy for us. Can't you see how close we are to winning that free ticket?
All that for a free ticket?
I suppose you're right, Captain. But the crew seems to be packing up for the day.
They what?
Party's ended and this guy's still here. Regulus quickly intercepts the cruise team before they can make their way back on the ship.
Oh, can I help you? I'm afraid Miss Barcarola won't be signing any more albums today.
What about my free ticket? Wasn't I the most enthusiastic guest tonight?
Sorry, miss. But the most enthusiastic guess was really just a turn of phrase. We're nearly sold out tonight, and bookings are still coming in. I don't think we can spare a ticket for you. Come by next time, and we'll see what we can do.
You.
They never really explained what they meant by the most enthusiastic guest. We're in no position to argue.
Regulus glances around. The once bustling crowd has dwindled to just a few scattered passersby. Clearly, there is no one present to uphold justice for her.
What a bloody scam! I'm filing a complaint. Just you wait and see.
I understand your frustration, miss. The ship is sailing in just a couple of days. Even if you file a complaint right at this moment, we won't hear a thing from the tourist office before we set sail.
Barcarola frowns and pulls the crewman aside.
I feel bad for her, Mr. Hamish. And just think how this will affect our reputation. With your consent, I'd like to offer this young lady a ticket and a stay in my cabin.
Okay, girl.
I'll be more than happy to pay for her.
You've done this so many times, Miss Barcarola. I'm afraid I have to turn you down. You know the new captain won't exactly be thrilled to have a freeloader on the ship.
But...
Aww. Regulus barges between the two muttering colleagues.
So, how much longer do you need to think up an excuse?
Why is she going Karen mode?
Alright. In the view of your outstanding enthusiasm, we offer you a special gift for your help with our event. There. Thanks for your support.
A stack of souvenirs is thrust into Regulus' arms. Whoa. Wait a second. Dejected, she turns to leave. Awesome. Also, her...
I'm so sorry about all this, Senora. I hope this will compensate for it.
Her, signature is so pretty.
Huh? I hope we can see each other again. Preferably soon. What?
Yeah. Regulus is cooked. Let's see. This is pretty fun. I am having fun. Please make sure she completes this document in person. Performance review check. Okay. Probationary assessment. Regulus. Codename Regulus. Time employed 11 months. Project team, the Storm Research Group, unregistered. Assessment results not available. Research of the influence of light and sound waves on emotion control on crowds. Safety verification of St. Pavlov Foundation's communication equipment. Exploration of the possibility of communication without numbers with the School of Apiron. Okay, I get this one because I was mad in the 1.4. I couldn't understand anything. I'm not good at math at all. No accomplishments. Probationary experience, assisted a timekeeper in investigating the storm. Consistently on the front lines of responding to the storm and have experienced 3 storms. These experiences provided invaluable, okay, just data, for Laplace's storm research. During this operation, her numerous not active contributions have brought inspiration to colleagues. In interactions with the St. Pavlov Foundation and the School of Apiron, she has displayed negotiating skills, not outstanding, just negotiation skills, making her a mainstay member of the Timekeeper Squad. Evaluators comments, oh, it's Auric, okay. Alright, enough with the charade. The only thing in this document that she actually provided herself is this photo. I'll let her join the research group as a former researcher, but she will not receive any benefits until she personally fills in all the blanks of this form. She is cooked. Oh my god. Also, let me take a sip of water. This document is making me thirsty. Cryptography for beginners. Auric and Regulus. Okay, so she did go to Laplace. Okay, awesome. Nah, she's mad. The glass tank leans forward, the ferrofluid rippling around inside it. The ferrofluid pauses at the information presented before it.
So, they gave you this flyer at the sail-away party?
Not just that one, there's a whole stack of them.
All right, Researcher Regulus. I think I've got everything down. Let's run through it again. Researcher Regulus suffered horrendous mistreatment during the pre-sale event of the Free Breeze, which has had a significant psychological impact on her. In order to recover from this traumatic event, she formally requests
a 1-year advance on her salary and 15 days of leave. The funds are to be used solely to book passage on a cruise trip, with the goal of replacing her negative experience from the pre-sale event with a more positive one.
Okay, girl.
I'm telling the truth.
The ferrofluid remains still for a long moment.
I can see that bottle of artificial tears in your hand, Regulus. Please put it away. There's no need for dramatics.
Thank you, Ulrich. I knew there was a soft spot underneath all that metal.
Not so fast, Regulus. I never said I agreed to your request.
LeMayo.
No. Why? I'm a researcher just like anybody else, aren't I? Shouldn't Laplace be looking out for my well-being?
Regulus?
Oh, he's mad.
You've been working in Laplace for 11 months now, and you still haven't submitted your performance appraisal or published a single valid project result. In other words, you haven't completed your probationary period, so you can't get the benefits of a full-time employee.
Imagine being on probationary period for a year.
And to top it all off, you didn't even show up to register at the first Storm Research Group meeting.
In the face of such overwhelming evidence, there's no room for rebuttal.
Well,
Her protestation has grown noticeably weaker.
Please save me the excuses. There's still a chance for you to turn things around. You can take another assessment. We'll use the results to make up for the assessments you've missed. It'll be crucial for your performance review and, consequently, your employee benefits.
Bring it on.
Awesome.
Easy there, Researcher Regulus. You're taking a test, not going to war.
Ulrich turns and reaches into a bookshelf. Clearly, he has prepared for such an outcome. Document after document is pulled from the bookshelf and placed on the table until Regulus can no longer see above them. He's still going.
I thought you said it was just a test.
I did, and I meant it. This is just some light reading, for you to reference during the test. And this is the test. The numbers on this paper may appear random, but they're actually an encrypted code.
Oh.
Your task is to figure out what the message is. You can use the computer to help you, and you might find some useful books and papers in the second drawer on your left. The instructions for the computer and a guide on how it works are all in there.
It's never too late to kill myself.
Given its difficulty, there is no time limit for this test.
Ah, at least.
Best of luck, Researcher Regulus.
At least it has no time limit. He exits, leaving Regulus to her mathematical prison.
You better keep your word, Ulrich, or you'll be no different than those sailors. At least they didn't torture me with maths. Lend me your strength, Brian May, Jim Morrison, Frank Zappa. Oh, God!
She is so me. How much time has passed? Regulus has lost all concept of it. Endless numbers dance before her eyes, spinning and blurring together. It's like she's descended into some kind of cursed land of numbers.
You're taking a test, not going to war.
Captain, this apple has an impression on this.
Maybe you were their target because you are an irrational number.
Is it really a puzzle and solvable?
Oh, she's losing it, alright.
Are you scared?
Captain!
Follow me, Regulus.
Best of luck, Researcher Regulus.
Where am I? Who am I?
In her days. She's brought back to her days in a Piron.
Why is this happening to me? Is this some kind of cruel joke from that Aperon lot?
This realization seems to clear her mind for a moment. There's no escape from those mathematical demons.
Somebody! Anybody! Help me! Please!
Stay calm, Regulus. Don't be fooled by that walking fish tank. Oh no, I'm gonna have to do it. We are so cooked, chat. This is just an itty bitty little test from Laplace, not the end of your life. I get it now. I just need to add some lines to the border. Ulrich must be reminding me to follow Laplace's rules. Who cares? Oh, I was gonna say that it's just like Sudoku. Too bad I don't know how to play Sudoku. Just fill in the numbers 1 through 9, making sure they appear once in each row and column of every 3, 4, 3 box. Ah, okay. So I have to find the missing number. 3, 4. So here is got it. This shit easy. Ha! Bit of maths is nothing to this brilliant captain. Okay, easy, easy, easy. Here's 5. Okay, maybe not so easy. So here's 1. Here's 1, 2. Here's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, awesome. The mathematical onslaught seems endless. Rick opens the door and takes Regulus' scribbled piece of notepaper.
Glad to see you're still in high spirits, Researcher Regulus. But this doesn't add up. I gave you an encrypted code, not a Sudoku puzzle.
What do you mean?
Regulus looks as though she's just been struck by lightning.
Come on, get yourself together. The 9th storm has passed, Researcher Regulus. You've had plenty of time to brush up on your math.
Ulrich strides over, picking up a paper from the desk on his way.
All right, let me explain. All you have to do is a basic decode and transcription of the result using the Laplace encryption key. See how the 4th from last digits have changed? There are no numbers greater than 24 within the 17th interval, and those in the 18th interval don't exceed 59. So, if we make a bold assumption here, these numbers have probably been coded using Laplace's nomenclature, where the codes of time are always placed between the 12th and 18th intervals. You'll see this a lot here. We use them for ships, satellites, manpower arrangements, and such.
Yeah, that
Finally,
makes no sense to
we
me.
input the result into the Laplace astronomy database to see if we find any matches, and there. A set of photos taken from space.
Huh? Are you telling me I spent the whole day doing this just to find a few photos?
These aren't just any photos, Researcher Regulus. Take a closer look. The first picture was taken on December 2nd, 1995, the day the solar and heliospheric observatory.
Ulrich continues to deliver a flurry of information.
The second picture was taken on June 25th, 1997, during a period of sunspot activity. The third one is from November 21st, 1998. It's an image of the first satellite ever deployed from a space station.
And the fourth is from December the 28th, 1999. Is that a rugby game?
Yes. Looks like it was the last one held in that stadium in Melbourne. The place is just a commercial district now.
Her eyes wander over the next photos, then she freezes.
But, wait. This isn't right. If you're suggesting what I think you are, then these next photos are...
What?
That's right. From the 5th photo onward, we can't pinpoint their exact time or location, but it seems they involve Halley's Comet, 136199 Eris in the Kuiper Belt, the Uluru Games, and a rock festival. And there are more. Take a look at these
The little
timestamps.
faces are killing me.
February 9th, 2001, October 21st, 2003, November 2005.
And the last one's from... April the 16th, 2007.
Ulrich looks out to the endless blue of the sky outside.
This proves one thing. Before all our struggles to study and control the effects of the storm, this pioneer crossed the storm unscathed and sent us these images.
The storm, that heavy topic. Once again, it rears its ugly head, mocking anyone who dares to make sense of its absurdity.
But...
Thankfully, there will always be someone who doesn't bend to its desires.
Why are you telling me all this? Did everyone else's assessments turn into some kind of top-secret briefing? All I wanted was an advance on my salary.
The ferrofluid gives a stifled pang.
Just for once, could you see the bigger picture here? We've been presented with an amazing opportunity. And all you can think about is your salary?
Is she wrong, though? I don't think so. Okay, let's see. Convergence of ideas. Minds come together here to help those in the highest positions reach informed conclusions. Fish tank brainstorm. The topic of this brainstorming session is: how did this pioneer manage to cross the storm and continuously send information to the Earth's surface? The ferrofluid flows freely in his glass tank. Is it possible that this is just a prank? Like a cipher game created by one of us, accompanied by fake photos and data? An indifferent researcher shrugs. Then go and write a detailed report on who you think is pulling the prank, one every week, until someone confesses to being behind it. That's an abuse of power. The researcher, who intended to remain silent, slams the table. Alright, I have a thought. The storm rewinds people into disappearance, but some things that inherently exist longer might not be completely reversed. This pioneer could be some kind of man-made satellite that regularly sends data, and the storm rewinds it to an older version, but doesn't affect its operation. We've already experienced time periods as far back as the beginning of World War I. No man-made satellite should even exist at the time. I've got it. It's aliens. Aliens are crossing the storm and sending us some kind of signal. It's not surprising at all that they have technology immune to the storm among their advanced space tech, right? A researcher with a fanciful imagination raises his hand. Damn it, we don't have time to verify baseless hypotheses such as these. The man-made satellite theory might just be a reasonable hypothesis. Maybe the internal structure of the satellite just happened to form a nut-like structure. Many of the satellites launched by Laplace have adopted arcane techniques, theoretically capable of activating the immunity spell. The researcher, feigned seriousness, rests his chin on his hands. That's a good direction, but your reasoning is too idealistic. Let's proceed on the premise that there exists a satellite capable of gaining immunity to the storm and investigate further, regardless of the principle behind all this. Now everyone, spread out and check every satellite in Laplace's history. If this hypothesis is confirmed, it should be another significant breakthrough in our storm research. Nah, man. They're crazy. Music of the era. At the Crater Music Festival, the crowd moves in rhythm to the chorus of Night of Revelry. What's this on the ground? Hey, look what I found. Curious. Indeed.
The dust in here. What, are we inside some kind of vacuum cleaner?
Ah, Otto.
Is that why you always wear that fish tank on your head?
Familiar with Regulus's quirks, Ulrich opts for the most efficient form of communication. None.
What's got you so quiet? Pulling the strong and silent act now?
Here we are.
The site has been utterly neglected. Dust and debris litter every corner of it.
Here? As in...
The Laplace launch site in Sydney. We've collaborated with the Foundation and the Space Agency for various projects here.
Thanks for the heads up. I almost thought we just barged into some rock star's house.
It will actually take another 2 years before this place becomes an official launch site.
Oh, yeah, right. We're basic...
Most of its archives were lost in the storm. but a small portion of the early records survived. I left them here with the rest of the files I compiled.
Papers scatter into the air as he rummages through the files.
Where did they go?
The ferrofluid tremors in his tank.
Huh. So, does this mean we can all go home now?
Bleak.
Absolutely not.
Aww.
All right, new task. Stay put and don't touch anything. I need to find those files.
Fine.
As Auric makes his exit, Regulus scans the room, a glint growing behind her eyes.
Oh, amazing! An old military base. Mysterious photos. This is going to be juicy. No chance Ulrich is stopping this rockin' pirate from going after treasure. I mean, very, very important files. The hunt is on.
Who doesn't like treasure?
Let's start with what's on this table.
The clinking and clattering of rummaging fills the air like a string of cheerful musical notes.
La 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 da 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 do 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 do. I almost forgot. Can't go treasure hunting without some music to rock out to.
Oh, she's so unserious. Turning the knob, she powers up the amplifier.
Woohoo!
The world belongs to rock. Hell yeah. The vibrations reach Auric, causing the ferrofluid to ripple. Even the desk is trembling.
Damn it! I forgot to tell her to keep quiet.
The screech of a bird pierces through the pumping music.
What's happening? Is this an earthquake?
A few agile black shadows leap around the upper parts of the observation deck. The tremors free a note pinned to the wall, and it flutters down to the ground. The handwriting is all too familiar. Investigators report multiple Tripodero attacks on humans have occurred in the area. They seem to regard this abandoned facility as their territory, attacking any intruders. Oops.
Ah, crap. This is the note I wrote
Remember,
last time I was
keep
here.
your movements quiet. Oh, it was him. Oh crap. What the fart? The ferrofluid ripples violently.
Regulus, turn off that speaker, now!
Regulus is too immersed in her treasure seeking to hear him. Squawk! A glob of dark green sludge shoots down from above. Auric darts aside, narrowly avoiding the attack.
For fuck's sake! I knew I should have upgraded my memo module!
He looks to the observation deck. There's Regulus, gleefully twisting to the music.
Calm down, Ulrich. You're a leader. It's part of your job to clean up after your team.
He looks over the priceless equipment around him and sighs before ducking through the emergency exit. The Tripoderos follow in hot pursuit. Okay, time to fight, and we should either, I think this team will do.
Did I start running?
Aw, they're so silly looking.
It's newly made this year.
Don't let go.
You don't want to miss it.
I must finish this off.
Ouch!
First, hold your breath.
Wham. Easy.
I remember it's called lending a hand.
Aw, baby. Ulrich sends a current through the electronic components around him, creating a cacophony of sounds that send the Tripoderos scattering. Squawk!
Flux! Flux! Finally it's over.
Ulrich stuffs the last piece of damaged equipment into the recovery bin. Then he climbs back through the window. He's visibly drained.
Relax, don't overheat. You'll have to get used to this if you want to be a good leader.
Regulus bounces lightly into the room.
Ulrich! Look what I found!
She waves her treasure, a hefty stack of documents, signed in bold by Ulrich himself.
Where's my round of applause? If you're even half a leader, you'll fight your hardest to get a decent salary for such an outstanding employee as myself.
She shoots him a triumphant wink. Wink.
Sure.
Just one more thing. Scientist to scientist.
Scientist? Regulus gestures toward the still sparking machines beside Ulrich.
You made some pretty cool electronic music in that battle. Didn't know you had it in you.
Ulrich lets out a deep sigh, deciding to avoid any further arguments with his team member.
Here are all the files related to the satellite. Look them over, Regulus.
Do we have to go through all this right now? Why? Is there some even more juicy stuff in them?
For you, it might be. The satellite carries a variety of arcane items. Space seeds, dragon tree resin compasses, obsidian crystals, WFPCs, astronomical spectrometers.
Me pretending
Even
I
its
understand.
Power source is an arcane record player. We've made a list of everything that was on it so we can test them against the artificial storm. The satellite is an archive of the wisdom of the entire human race. It somehow survived multiple storms.
Awesome, awesome.
What are you gonna do with it?
Sadly, a lack of maintenance caused it to plummet to the Earth. It crashed in your time, 1966.
Regulus's sunglasses slide off her face, but she doesn't even notice. She grabs a stack of documents and flips to the last page. The telescope officially crashed in 2007 in Aldeburgh, England. All on-board instruments were destroyed. Recovery failed. Regulus Space Telescope Project report as above.
The telescope project was named after a record that was on the satellite, which also happens to share your name.
Oh my!
Regulus.
Yes, girl, that's your name. Regulus holds her backpack tightly to her chest. Its pockets full of treasures. She flips through a series of records, her hands trembling. Finally, she finds the treasure she's looking for. A record identical to the one depicted in the documents. It's from the 1966 Aldeburgh Crater Music Festival. An accident. Oh my god! Wait. It's from the 1966 Aldeburgh Crater Music Festival. An accident from the past. And her all-time favorite. Oh. Me pretending I know what that means.
My little thing.
Oh! Wow! That's the little thing that was mentioned in the prologue of the game. Man, can you guys believe that I was like thinking, like, girl, what's that little thing that you mentioned in the prologue? And then, yeah, that's awesome. My little thing, it was the record on the satellite. Awesome. Also, Apple, he has his little arm. Such a polite and dapper gentleman.
Yes, that's the one. Wow, you've kept it in great shape.
So, this is the key to braving the storm?
Hell yeah!
It might be, amongst several other options.
I get it. That's why you wanted me on the storm research team.
Not just that. I've read the Aperon Island reports. You demonstrated some serious talent with the series puzzle in that cave. And you've faced more storms than the majority of the Laplace staff. We're not working together for a couple of research papers. This is about the survival of everything on Earth. We need all the help we can get, including yours.
She looks so unconvinced. Regulus falls into an uncharacteristic silence.
In fact, Laplace even held a meeting with the Foundation to discuss borrowing your record. The Foundation suggested we apply for an item transfer order under the Artificial Storm Project and let the Timekeeper take over the matter. Some of my colleagues told me that, according to LSCC regulations, lending assets to the center is mandatory for all staff.
The frequency of the Ferrofluid's vibrations is chaotic, like some kind of unsolvable cipher.
But?
LeMayo.
Ah, damn it. I knew it wouldn't be easy.
He angrily knocks his tank with his fist. He's so close to the record he's been... Oh god. He's been searching for. The ferrofluid ripples into a subtle arc.
Go ahead, Mr. Ulrich. Take it. Before I change my mind.
Regulus's expression has never been so serious.
You're willingly giving it over to the Artificial Storm Project?
His carefully prepared arguments vanish in a moment.
For a cause even greater than rock music? Absolutely. But just to be clear, I'm only lending it to Laplace. You have to give it back when you're done. It's the only copy in the world and the future centerpiece of the Regulus Museum.
The Regulus Museum? What the
Researcher Regulus.
Sigma?
Thank you so much. I was gearing up for a much tougher talk. I even applied for additional funding and a month's leave to offer you as leverage.
Aww.
Well, I suppose I won't have to use it after all.
That's what playing nice gets you, Regulus. Regulus freezes.
What?
Also, where's Barcarola? I wanna see her. The suitcase is in its usual harmony. Its occupants go about their business, each busying themselves in their own little worlds. Also, ugh, Schneider's things.
Sonetto, what's the rush?
I just wanted to remind you that our vacation in Australia is over.
It's Jover.
If you need any help packing, please let me know.
She wipes the sweat from her forehead. Then she remembers something.
Oh, and I have something for you.
She hands her a colorful piece of paper.
Huh?
Yay!
Alice asked me to pass these out. She won them at a sail-away party. She said they're highly valuable, the finest choice for any collection.
LeMayo.
Correctly.
Looks like an ordinary flyer to me.
I've already inspected them. They're just advertisements with a handwritten signature in the corner. and some completely over-the-top promises. Regulus told me it's a trick that advertisers use. They use fancy words to catch people's eyes and make it seem more grand. Phrases like, an opulent odyssey upon the boundless sea, tour the illustrious Pacific coast, a veritable feast of harmonic reverie, rare and fortuitous seasonal discount, and facilities unimaginable in their splendor. What's this on the back? Nor happiness, nor harmony, nor fame. Nor pride, nor strength, nor skill in arms or arts.
Those familiar words hit like a tidal wave. Oh! No way! Man, I got chills. What?
Before a cruel whip, man who man would be must rule the empire of himself. In it must be supreme, establishing his throne. On vanquished will, quelling the challenges of hopes and fears, being himself alone.
She recoils in shock. The flyer falls to the ground.
Is everything alright, Timekeeper?
This is a poem she once knew intimately. One that had been held by countless young hands and flowed gently through equally young voices. The tree hollow, in the square, in the outdoors.
Sinetto, change of plan. We need to contact the Foundation, now.
Hell yeah! Okay, things started to spice up. Oh, I'm scared. I got chills. See, budget crisis. Damn, this expense report is absolutely astronomical. Initiate discussion. Dragon tree resin compasses. Compasses carved from the resin of dragon blood trees, serving as the activation stimulus of the Eastern Astrology Arcane skill on telescopes, used for navigation in extreme environments. Note: procure dragon blood, the sap of the dragon tree, for remanufacturing. To ensure foolproof production, an external contract has been issued for collecting genuine dragon blood. Obsidian crystals. Utilizing obsidian crystals to produce solar panels was a proposal by some arcanists of the time. The ingenious application of the Aztec's arcane skills significantly enhanced the efficiency of solar energy absorption. Note: on-site collection of I'm not even gonna try to pronounce this because I know I'm gonna butcher it. The volcano, along with lab-produced control samples. Wide field camera. The wide field planetary camera with the highest resolution of that time provided by Caltech, responsible for capturing image data. Note: send a specialist to negotiate, requesting a camera and a design blueprint if possible. The price is of no issue. Astronomical spectrometer. The telescope is equipped with various size spectrometers, integrating both spectral and photographic functions, used for gathering spectral data. Note: a labor-intensive task. Retrieve all existing spectrometer designs from Laplace and commission expedited prediction from major corporations. What the hell is so much stuff. High-speed photometer. An instrument used to measure the brightness and polarization variations of celestial bodies. It was decommissioned before the first storm due to malfunctions. Note: Even if decommissioned, it can't be overlooked. The museum might have replacement parts. Space seeds. Seeds prepare for the activation environment of certain arcane skills at that time. Each seed was meticulously selected and symbolically significant. Note, the original conditions cannot be fully recreated, but similar substitutes record the power source of the telescope, shrouded in complete mystery as the most enigmatic component of the apparatus. Note, the order has been identified. The entanglement of the identical names brings inextricable fate into play. Though unscientific, this must also be considered. It's a lot of stuff. Oh my god. When all flows converge at sea. Okay. I think we're at the halfway point of this stream. Oh! What was that noise? What the Sigma? Oh, so we're gonna see Barcarola again? Babby, I love her.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
Ooh. No comment.
May the peace be with us.
Also, what the Sigma? She's got that shit on. She might be low-key, actually high-key evil, but she has style. Man. Okay.
May the peace be with us, my friend.
Constantine gives a slight nod as she peers into the shadows.
Xeno has been restored to its usual state. Aside from Igor's ardent supporters, the rest of the Xeno soldiers and officers were unaware of his betrayal. Just as we expected.
Can I be honest? Silly moment, but I haven't done the 2.1 or 2.2 chapter. Because I was low-key pissed off at everything. And so I haven't done it, so this is a spoiler for me. But I will pretend I didn't see anything. What? Who said that?
Admiral Igor's funeral has been held as planned, one that befits his rank and status. All relevant personnel remained in South America for the ceremony, as per Xeno's funeral regulations. We're in the process of selecting a new admiral. I'll provide you with a candidate list shortly. Additionally, we've dispatched an investigative team to Tierra del Fuego to search for Igor.
Very well. What about the girl?
She pauses.
The girl? Are you referring to Lopera? Her emotions have stabilized, so we've decided to leave her in South America for the moment. Of course, she'll be put through the necessary investigations as circumstances dictate.
Keep a close eye on her. Oh, and that little singing bird?
Isolde? Please be Isolde! I am rocking in my chair. Please let it be Isolde. I love Isolde. I love her. I love her.
Xeno is quite upset about our decision regarding Miss Kimberly.
Ah.
They're insisting she undergoes a more thorough investigation.
Miss Kimberly is... I haven't done the Haunted Highway. I haven't done the Tristes Tropiques. So, I think this is Anjonella, right? Me pretending I understand. And it was not Isolde. Bad bitch fumbled.
I feared that if we gave too much pushback, they would take a more extreme stance in response. So I agreed.
Those soldiers never budge.
Of course, Xeno agreed that the investigation would be done under the supervision of the Foundation.
Also, I have to be honest. Speaking of Isolde, my motto was like not heavily inspired, but I went down a Pelipok rabbit hole because I was doing some research about Isolde because I needed to post something, and yeah, I had to research some fashion history, And then I quickly became obsessed, like obsessed. And so my model is like heavily inspired by like early 20th century fashion, if you guys hadn't noticed already.
If nothing else comes up, she will be put into the Timekeeper's team and granted the same rights as the other members.
Hell yeah.
Good. Don't keep Vertin waiting too long.
The Xeno piece has landed safely. Constantine gives an internal sigh of relief.
There's more. Madame Z has received word from the Timekeeper. The Timekeeper suspects Manus Vindictae is active again in Sydney Harbor. They're likely on board a cruise ship named Free Breeze.
Called it!
This would explain why our field investigators have been having difficulties with their tasks. Manus has covered their tracks carefully this time.
Where's the cruise bound for?
That's still unclear, sir. However, Moth just reported in confirming that the ship has passed the Oceania Islands.
Who's Moth?
An interesting development.
Indeed.
Constantine Stone carries an imperceptible trace of
We're
pride.
making excellent progress. That's good.
Be who you are for
Assign a
your
new mission to
pride.
You mean to send them on that cruise?
We can't keep her under our wing forever.
Cruise vacation.
Understood.
The conference room falls silent once more. Amid the layered marble pillars, a flash of white flits past the window. A white dove lands on the president's hand and gently pecks at his palm.
What brings you all the way over here, old friend?
He lowers his head, allowing the bird to nuzzle his fingertips.
Oh.
The white dove takes wing, flitting away once more.
So, Laplace has requested the Foundation's assistance with the Artificial Storm Project?
Yes. Ulrich is overseeing the project and has requested as much asymmetrical nuclide R as we can spare. He's also requested our help in determining the most suitable location for the experiment. I have several in mind that should meet his needs.
Constantine involuntarily pauses for a moment.
The location closest to Laplace's Australian branch is on the sea. Right where the Free Breeze cruise ship happens to be.
I see where you're going.
However, I do have concerns about how this might disrupt our current plans against Manus Vindictae.
Regardless, Laplace will have our full support for the Artificial Storm Project.
Unexpected determination.
But Moth's status still remains unclear. If we proceed too hastily, we might jeopardize the situation.
Her fleeting hesitation catches the president's attention.
I thought you'd have foreseen something like this. A few pieces must be sacrificed if you're to win the game.
No, not this again.
You know that better than anyone, don't you?
Not this again.
Is this also the Pax House's decision?
You have my word on it.
I see. I'll inform the Timekeeper and Ulrich of their missions.
Thank you. I look forward to their meeting.
We meet again, Timekeeper.
Pleasure's mine, Mr. Ulrich. I've heard good things about your work with Regulus.
Frankly, I was surprised by how selfless, passionate, and forward-looking she is. I'm truly grateful to have someone like her on my team.
The ferrofluid is remarkably stable. Clearly, this is a sincere statement.
The situation on the Freebreeze is still unclear. We don't know how many Manus Vindictae followers might be on board. Our plan is to board the cruise as ordinary passengers. Regulus said she's made acquaintance with a crew member and has made sure to alter our profiles so we don't attract any unwanted attention.
That's good to hear. So Regulus didn't use her money for her own amusement after all.
After...
We should stagger our boarding times.
I got distracted for a second. After muttering to himself, Ulrich returns to the task at hand.
I'll reach out if I spot any signs of Manus Vindictae. Let's stay in touch. See you on board.
Ulrich gives her a reassuring pat on the shoulder.
Mr. Ulrich, we're more than happy to assist with your mission.
Oh, no. Please don't trouble yourself. Sorry, don't get me wrong. I'd appreciate your help were the circumstances different. But the experiment is still confidential. Please don't mention it to anyone. I'd like to avoid any unnecessary risks or interference. On the cruise ship, we are but strangers.
I see.
Don't you worry. I have a little disguise for myself too.
Scared. Is it gonna be a disguise, really? Ooh, 2 forgot trails? I'm not sure. Okay. All games must come to an end. Closing ceremony. How miss you, Spathadia, Ezra, Miss Desert Flannel, and all of Australia too. But most of all, I'll miss my holidays. I'll miss you heaps. Come on over for a proper goodbye hug, friends. Couldn't ask for better mates. Alright, easy love. Hands off the hair. I still got to head out and sell the last copies of Ulur's Best Unveiled and snagging tickets for dummies. Please take care, Captain. This Apple hopes the issues in the optical laboratory will be dealt with by the time you return. This is all for the funding, Chief Mate. So it looks like we have no choice but to say our farewells. No need to get too sentimental. You'll all be reunited soon enough. There are joint seminars hosted by Laplace all year round. Oh really? That is good to know. Of course. All you need to do is download a form from the Voice of Laplace part for the forum and hand it over to your team lead. After it's approved, HR will put you in the queue before... Oh please no, I don't want any of this bureaucratic rubbish ruin my farewell memories. Okay, say... What? I think it's better we part ways now. If we stand here hugging for too long, we might end up drawing a crowd. They were all hugging all this time. Awesome. They are so funny. Regulus won first place in a rock pirate impersonation contest. Now that's natural talent. Who? What? How? Whoa! Miss Grace. My Kayla! Miss Barcarola, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't allow this lady to board the ship. Why not? All our guests have paid for the trip in full, and their professions and reasons for boarding fully comply with the ship's regulations. Not everyone's profession meets the regulations. Let's take a look at Miss Regulus's self-introduction. An alchemist, scholar from the renowned research institute Laplace, a true heir to the spirit of rock, and a pirate who once dominated all the radio frequencies along the River Thames. Miss Barcarola, you might not know this, but back in the 60s, there was a pirate rocker who went by the very same name. She broadcasted illegally on the Thames, took pleasure in antagonizing legal broadcasters and record labels, and was eventually shut down by the government. Although the UK's the UK government's warrant against this pirate has been lifted, if this is the same person, inviting her aboard could affect the good reputation of the Free Breeze. I've met Miss Regulus myself, and there's no way she's the same person. She's far too young to have lived through the 60s. Does she know? She could be a copycat. What if she mimics her idol's outrageous actions on the high seas? She wouldn't do such a thing. Does she know? I'm surprised you'd be so quick to defend her. Don't you know that those pirate rockers made a mockery of true musicians like you? Why are you standing up for her? I've witnessed her passion for music firsthand. She's not mocking anyone. I'm not sure why she chose that name, but that's no reason to judge her so prematurely. If you're still worried, Captain, I promise to keep an eye on her. I'll make sure she doesn't get up to any mischief on the broadcast room or anything else if you're concerned about. If she does something that harms the good name of the Free Breeze, then you may throw me overboard along with her and my crackling box. Oh nah, girl, okay. Quite the fire from our star performer. Fine, if you're really willing to put that much trust in her, I won't press any further. And there's no need to worry about the broadcast room. I'm sure it'll be just fine. Oh, scary. This... feels like an ill omen. Yay, our crew and Fatutu, my baby. On the other side of the sea, there lies peace and boundless hope. Okay, let's see. The main hall is packed with passengers. Their wine sways lightly, emitting an enchanting luster in the beautiful, familiar melody. Girls weave their way carefully through the excited crowd, like a school of nimble fish. The passengers nod politely to the girl at the front.
Miss Barcarola, at last you've graced us with your presence. Henry and I were just having a little wager on whether we'd see our musical star outside the spotlight. Looks like he'll be buying me the next round of whiskey, eh?
Well bet, signore. Allow me to pour you the first glass. How do you like your whiskey? On the rocks, perhaps?
Indeed. Thank you, my dear.
Over here, Mum. It's Miss Barcarola. Last time I saw her, she performed an entire symphony all by herself. She was the whole orchestra. I've never seen anything like it.
It's good to see you again, my little friend.
The woman beside her turns around and lovingly pets the boy on the head.
Miss Barcarola, what a pleasure. I've heard so much about you. My child hasn't stopped talking about you since you spoke to him about the didgeridoo at Sydney Harbour. He was so excited by it that he begged us to bring one on board.
How lovely! The didgeridoo truly is an enchanting instrument. It's so resonant, don't you think? It almost feels like it's echoing from the depths of the earth itself. I've actually been experimenting with playing it alongside my crackling box. It's a wonderful match with the tin whistle and kalimba, and I'm sure a number of other instruments too.
The doohickey. As she speaks, Barcarola's eyes sparkle with enthusiasm. The admiration surrounding her is so bright that it almost blinds tourists standing nearby. Luckily, she's wearing sunglasses.
Looks like she's pretty popular too.
Too?
Have you forgotten, Sonetto? You're also looking at a popular public figure yourself. One that had half of London hunting. I mean, cheering for her. Ah, the bittersweet burden of fame.
Verdant is so unimpressed. Their attention is quickly turned to a quiet corner of the ship. There's a group of people dressed in brightly coral-colored clothes. Crowns made of leaves and flowers adorn their heads, and their bronze skin is glowing. Ah! Wait! Wait! No! No, no, no!
That group over there seems unusually uptight.
Please, let me... What's going on? Okay.
Oh, those are the captain's special guests. They're from one of the Oceania archipelagos.
Ah, okay.
Nukuteao, I believe.
Crowns made of leaves and flowers adorn their heads. Oh no, she's British? All of them are British. All of them, not all of them, but most of them. Like, a big part of the cast is British. There's also the French, if you thought the British were enough. Crowns made of leaves and flowers adorn their heads, and their brown skin is glowing under the warm lights. They stand in a circle, occasionally glancing around, the shells on their chests clinking together melodiously. That group over there... wait.
That group over there seems unusually uptight.
Having absorbed all the adoration of the people around her, Barcarola makes her way over. She certainly wouldn't overlook the curiosity of any of her guests. That's a tragedy. Indeed, isn't it? Ah, Babby. She is so joyous.
They're probably just a bit nervous. I imagine they don't often find themselves among so many foreigners.
After handling the small matter at hand, Barcarola is hurriedly called away by the distant voices of other guests.
Nukuteao. I read about it in a history of arcane ethnicity back in the SPDM. It's a remote place, and its people hold a special kind of shell at the center of their beliefs. They've rarely made contact with the outside world. It's often been described as a peaceful paradise. I also read that the Nukutai almost never leave their homeland. Why are they here?
Their hushed conversation clearly meets the ears of the nearby Nukutai. One young boy strides forward, his chest puffed up in indignation.
The Nukutai will never abandon our homeland. Just wait. We'll find our way back when the new era comes.
Ooh, how does he know that?
The new era.
Though in a foreign accent, these words sound all too familiar.
Towa, that's enough. Tutu told us not to talk with outsiders.
An equally young girl stands protectively in front of the boy.
But someone had to tell them the truth.
I apologize. I didn't mean to accuse you of anything. I was just curious.
Well, next time, keep your mouth shut.
Oh.
What could you possibly know about the Nukutai?
The boy looks about ready to explode. Noticing the outburst, Barcarola breaks away from the other guests and hurries over.
Please, everyone, no fighting. I'm Barcarola, the musical director. Is there anything I can help you with? I'll do all I can to ensure everyone has a pleasant experience.
Before she can reach them, a crisp collision of shells stops Barcarola in her tracks.
What's going on? What do you want?
What the Sigma? Her voice holds no restraint in its hostility.
Tutu! Alone, Towa, stay back! These outsiders can be dangerous.
Dangerous? Have you never heard of me before?
Fatutu looks Barcarola over, eyeing the particular wooden contraption by her side. Suppressing her curiosity about this unique object, she steadies her gaze once more.
Whoever you are, I ask that you leave us in peace.
You...
I was gonna use an expression, but I think it would be hardly appropriate, and worst of all, it would not make sense. But well, I am sure a viewer would get the reference. Puta merda, a menina ficou de xereca. That's all, everyone. Barcarola is lost for words. Clearly, her status as a musical star has made her unaccustomed to such remarks. Yeah, ignoring the now flushed girl before her, Fatuto and the other Nukutai retreat back to their corner.
Tutu, thank the tides you came. I wasn't sure what to do.
So are we going to take Miss Grace's offer or not? She promised it would bring our islands back.
Toa casts a fierce glare at Fatutu.
Enough, Toa. These outsiders don't need to know why we're here. And stop mentioning Miss Grace. Could draw unwanted attention.
At least she's smart.
But what's there to hide? There's no shame in wanting our home back. If we don't stand with Miss Grace, we'll lose Nukuteao forever.
I want to go home too. Probably more than anyone. I already miss Melly's red coral reefs, blue sea, and canoe races. We'll get through this, Toa. I promise we'll be neighbors again, baking breadfruit and coconut flowers together. But before we accept Miss Grace's offer, there's a few things that need to be made clear. And remember, none of these passengers are to blame for what happened to our home. Okay? But Miss Grace has offered us a way home. We'll have our islands back, just as they were. Our promised land. We will go home, Sloane. Trust me. I just need to figure out a few things first. Starting with this wonderful new era she keeps talking about.
Fatuto is so awesome. I'm totally gonna pull for her when the time comes. Also, oh my god, this like cruise ship environment, tropical vibe has me craving coconut water like crazy. I want coconut water. And I want to eat some coconut pulp too. I really like it.
You seem a little on edge, Chief Kamuda.
Kamuda is pacing back and forth in the cabin.
Miss Grace, how much longer do we have to wait for this new era to come? Many of our people have never left Nukuteao before. We're struggling to adjust. Some have even fallen sick. We can't stay adrift on the sea like this much longer. Our spirits are low. The shells of some of my people have begun to crack.
Oh my god. He lowers his head to the faintly glowing shells in his palm. They radiate warmth.
Not everyone is strong enough to endure this journey. Please, Miss Grace, you have to help us.
While it pains me to hear this, the journey must go on. You have nowhere to return to after all. We still have some space below deck. You can use it to store your people's bodies should they die.
What? Girl. Oh my god. Her gaze remains fixed on the crystalline shells in Kamuta's hand.
That's not exactly what we're asking for. Please show us another way. Help us like you did when you foresaw the destruction of Melly. I beg of you.
Grace tilts her head, a glimmer of intrigue on her face as she observes the pained expression on Kamuta's face.
I've already shown you a way, haven't I?
A sudden pressure swells in his chest as sticky black liquid silently drips onto his skin. Oh my god!
I mean, joining
no, 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 no!
But the Nukutai haven't had a conflict with anyone for centuries. That's why we hid ourselves away from the world. Difficult to persuade my people to do this. All we want is for our people to return to familiar soil, to feel our spirits at home. Nothing more.
But Melly is already gone.
Bro, I gotta be honest. This is like a really, I think a really critical moment to like establish the Manus as an organization who preys on people who are about to or have already lost pretty much everything, and like, yeah guys, you guys have nothing else, so join us, like they did with Isolde. And like, although they are serving to extreme levels, like, oh my god, they got that shit on for real. I don't really like them. Like, I can think of another cases like Juvis. She had lost pretty much everything, the forest, her family, and they were like, hey girl, so let's kill everyone. Yay! Fucking hate them. Gotta be honest.
Yes, but that doesn't mean we should take revenge on the outside world. It was an act of the sea itself. It would be unjust to blame anyone for it.
Speak your shit, King.
What about the torpedo test sites designated over Malaga and Vaipuna? Aren't there people who should answer for that?
It was probably just a mistake. The area they chose was far from the main islands of Nukuteao, and hardly anyone fishes there. They may not have realized that my people lived there.
And the oil spill? The wastewater discharge? Were all those fish killed by pollution also just an act of the sea?
Please, we're not looking for conflict.
Of course you're not. After all, they've only stolen everything you've ever held dear.
Her voice drops abruptly. Her next words delivered with a lightness of a...
And arrogantly assumed every inch of this planet is theirs to
with
explore.
the lightness of a feather.
War is inevitable, whether you want it or not, Nukutai.
No! She gently pushes the mask forward. Its dark presence is unavoidable.
But if you join us, you will have an invaluable ally. Time.
Grace glances at her pocket watch before slipping it lightly into her pocket.
The window is closing. The sifting is about to begin.
Both a prompt and a prophecy. The spirit shells around Kamuta's neck burn. They cling to his chest as they twist with ferocity.
Has it really come to this? To revenge?
His eyes flash up to the jagged mask on the table. Dark tendrils extend from it, groping at the air in a silent invitation. His spirit shells are almost scorching.
No. It's quite the opposite. It's salvation.
No! No, 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 no. Bleak, 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 bleak. Pray thee, milady. Yeah, it's Jover, everyone. Which would you choose to fill your home with? Music or light? The main hall is packed with people, yet there is no music to be heard. A peculiar scene indeed. Fortunately, the guests don't seem to mind. There is no stage in the world that offers a performance like this one.
Signora Regulus, as I'm sure you understand, there's a great deal of effort involved in creating a concerto. From the initial spark of inspiration, to the careful arrangement of the music, to the skill required to play it. The fact that any concerto has ever been performed at all is nothing short of a miracle.
Barcarolla's tone is solemn, like a steadily intensifying match.
As musical director,
March?
it is my duty
Wait,
to select
let
the
me
perfect
check.
repertoire to bring delight to every listener.
Oh, March.
Then, the esteemed passengers of the Free Breeze can enjoy their dessert and wine with the finest musical accompaniment.
Oh, I want some dessert.
Oh, you can't be serious. Where's the fun in just sitting there and listening? I promise you, this lot have had more than enough lazy jazz and swooning piano to last a lifetime. We need to shake things up. Make this voyage the greatest of the century. How about some 60s rock? And wouldn't you know it, this visionary former captain has a record player right here with her.
She's so prepared for everything. She holds a stack of records high in the air.
All right, people, let me hear you cheer.
Also, on the...
Music is freedom. It should stir the soul anytime, anywhere.
Also on the topic of records, don't they like get slightly damaged every time you play them because of like the needle going through the grooves of the record? I don't know, I don't collect records. I have like a couple of CDs, but not records because I don't have a record player. Actually, I don't even have a CD player. I'm trying to get one, like secondhand, because it's cheaper, but I don't know. I think CDs are cooler.
Stop, Regulus! I'm the musicista here, not you!
Barcarolla's cheeks flush red. The audience claps, amused by the antics on stage. A small flower-adorned girl sits discreetly among them.
These outsiders seem so full of life. They're nothing like what Miss Grace described. Full of hatred and hostility.
Meanwhile, they're on stage fighting like school children. Fatuto remains alert. Wait.
This is my
Her
performance.
eyes.
If you really must share your music with us, then perhaps you should go to the captain and apply to be a cruise musician like me.
Eyes fixed on the stage.
With all due respect, Miss Barcarolla, the point I'm trying to make is that only a DJ knows what the crowd really wants.
Before Barcarolla can protest anymore, the cunning little lion presses the play button on the record player. In a moment, all the lights on the ship have gone out. Regulus had no idea her record player could produce such effects.
Huh? Did I just shoot lightning bolts from my fingertips?
Of course not.
Barcarolla finally manages to wrest the microphone from Regulus's hand, but a far more pressing issue than the content of the concert now faces them. Amid the darkness, discontent quickly arises.
Damned! Who's stepping on my brand new leather shoes? Will you please watch yourself?
I was just about to say the same thing. Just let go of my jacket, moron!
Could you all keep it down? I'm going deaf here. Oh no, my wine! And the cheese platter!
Oh, not the cheese! Cheese to meet you. The clamor of irritated voices quickly fills the place.
This could turn to total chaos before long. No, I can't let that happen. I must go check on the master switch.
Barcarolla pushes through the crowd as she carves a path to the power room.
Hey! Miss Barcarolla!
Please let me through, Signora Elizabeth.
Unfortunately, The guests can tell a musician from a mechanic through the darkness.
Barcarola, where are you going? Let me give you a hand.
Teehee. Okay, star team. Actually, let me. How about? Actually, wait. I gotta.
It is sweet of you.
Oh yeah,
to be
I don't
so
have her.
quiet when you come to visit. But you needn't be
Let's
so
have a
worried
quick
about
break
me.
so I can put her to Insight 3. Meanwhile, how are you guys doing today on this fine day? I say as if I am not melting over here.
Hello there.
Also, Grubis is so pretty. I love this dress.
Penetrate. Advice from the forest.
I think I also might do some farming off screen so I can like max out my other characters' levels and like do their euphorias and stuff.
They are much naughtier than the Foundation's kids.
Okay, back to source. I think I have enough to... Oh, I can do this. Just... yeah. Yes.
Oh, would you do that again? I've never heard of such a peculiar...
Okay, so I can now do... Also, do not say anything about my gross amount of materials. I farm when I get nervous. Oops. I think I'm gonna like do the resonance up to 9 or 10. I think 9. Actually, no, I'm gonna craft it because I, yeah, I can craft it just like that. Oops. Okay, yeah. And I'm just going to. Can I just yeah, just gonna do this. I'm gonna look what I can do later off stream. Also, I don't think I have her Psycube. Or do I? No. I don't think so, actually. Yeah, no, I don't. I think I can buy it though. By now. I think it's on the... Okay, no. Yeah. So I did all of this for nothing. Yeah. Okay, so let's just go with this team.
Dental checker.
A good point. Wanna watch the aerial stunts? The benefits of field mapping. A little trick. A new hypothesis. A good point. Taking another look?
Queen Song is goated.
Red 38 is about to return.
Come on! There aren't as many of them this way.
Unbelievable. It's like you're an escape.
Does she know?
I'll, take that as a compliment.
It is a compliment. Thank you so much, Senora Regulus.
A narrow path appears, and Barcarola unceremoniously pushes forward with all her might. But it seems the surprises for today are far from coming to an end. Exclamation. A faint light flickers across Barcarola's vision, then quickly falls to the ground.
What was that?
A piece of rough bark twisted into the shape of a lampshade, with a compass-like root burning warmly inside.
Tutu, are you okay?
Shines through the darkness. This is seriously pissing me off. Am I just not auto it at all?
I'm fine. How's the Sea Mother's eye?
Solid as ever, of course. It takes more than a few knocks to damage Nukutai craftsmanship.
I knew getting too close to those oafs would bring trouble.
Oafs? Are you calling me stupid?
Nah, she mad. Before the situation can escalate any further, Barcarola picks up the oddly shaped lamp. She is quickly basking its glow.
What's this?
What did I say? Of course you have no idea what this is.
We form palm bark into lampshades about the size of a coconut, then tie fat-soaked compass grass inside. We call it Sea Mother's Eye. Every Nukutai knows how to make one.
They're way better than those noisy, buzzing light bulbs. Wait, why are we even telling her this?
Shh.
Before he can say another word, Fatutu hastily pulls Towa aside.
We need to lower their guard.
Huh?
Towa eyes Fatutu suspiciously.
So that we can earn their trust.
Oh, she's clever.
If we don't understand our enemies, how can we help Miss Grace with her mission and rebuild our home?
You cunning little thing, you.
Oh.
Besides, we can't just leave them to shout and run around. It'll disturb our people's rest.
Towa finally breathes a sigh of relief.
Trust me, that girl will thank us for this later. And then, we can get all the information we need from her.
Smart.
Then we should make more Sea Mother's Eyes and hand them out to the outsiders.
Now you've got it. By the waves, Tutu. You really are clever. No wonder the elders always listen to you.
Despite the praise, Fatutu turns away, a quiet look of doubt on her face.
Is this really the right thing to do?
I really like her so far. Regardless, the sound of bark scraping grows as her people get to work. One by one, the Sea Mother's eyes light up. They are passed through rough and soft hands alike, illuminating brown skin, flex-colored irises, and chestnut hair. As the warm lights make their way through the crowd, the clamor subsides. No more panicked shouts, no more arguments, only a unique harmony.
What peculiar little things. Reminds me of my days on the fishing boat. I always loved spotting the lighthouse on our way back. These look just like it.
The craftsmanship is remarkable. You'd be hard-pressed to find something of this standard in a factory these days.
They remind me of the things my grandma and I used to make when I was little. She could even carve a whistle out of a parsnip.
They're sharing food and stories. just like we do on bonfire nights.
Fatutu glances at her fellow Nukutai. Relieved memories and longing are etched into their faces.
I'm getting more and more confused by Miss Grace's words.
The guests lean on one another, chatting happily under the warm glow of the lamps.
Miss Barcarola?
The timid voice of a child reaches Barcarola's ears.
I want to go home.
The scene before her is a mess. This is certainly no time for a symphony performance. Among the crowd, she sees Regulus shaking her head.
Is this one of the changes I must make to truly embrace music?
A single note drifts from her crackling box. Then a harmonious melody of joyful, lively and contrasting sounds.
Whoa!
Their joy illuminated by the lamps, the guests start to clap along.
Attention passengers. The Freebreeze is currently experiencing a power outage due to a fuse blown by a cargo leak in the lower deck. We ask that everyone remain calm. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience. To make your wait more comfortable, we'll be offering unlimited...
Hell yeah!
Additionally, since we're approaching the habitat of the series, we're expecting an increase in turbulence and noise as we work to ward them off. We appreciate your understanding.
The hall brightens again, and the guests bid one another farewell, the lamps still tightly held in their hands. Barcarola exhales deeply as Regulus approaches her, a smug look on her face.
See? What did I tell you? Music works wonders. Anytime, anywhere.
You were right, Signora Regulus.
You owe me one now. So, how about a little reciprocity?
She rubs her fingers together mischievously.
Say, letting me have a rock session on the ship?
Do you promise you won't cause any trouble?
Cross my heart.
All right, you can do it. But...
Woohoo!
Permission granted, Regulus doesn't wait to hear her extra condition. She's already dashed off, speaking as she goes.
Don't forget to thank the girl who made the lamp.
As if I need you to remind me. I'll have you know I was just about to head over to her.
Barcarola gently paces over to the darkened corner that has become the gathering place of the Nukutai.
Tutu was right. The stupid girl's back.
Huh? I must say, I don't appreciate being called an oaf or stupid. But I would like to thank you for your help back there.
What?
On behalf of the whole crew, you have our respect.
Oh, what do we do now? Tutu never said they'd be so friendly.
The bewildered islanders exchange glances.
Tutu? Where did she go?
Okay, so no trails this time. Okay. Oh, this one looks like it'll be a slightly harder fight, but nothing that my units can't handle. An old song at sea. A gritty song, infused with the hues of a coral reef and a hint of brine. Oh my god, this reminds me of Dredge, the game with the fishing and all.
I've learned so much about the outside world since I boarded this ship. So, why do I feel even more confused? I trust my people. They're good and kind, and they've never lied to me. You just have to look at their spirit shells to see it. The songs and dances of Melly nourish the shells, and the purity of my people's souls color their surface in the most beautiful patterns. And Miss Grace, she's been good to us too. She warned us about the destruction of Melly, saving us from the flood, and she showed us the world as it really is. She even wants us to be part of her plan. Our ancestral shells have also told us how terrible the world outside is. That it's a place with Sanguma witches, Nakarua serpents, and all kinds of other beasts. But...
those scenes replay again and again in her mind. The casual conversations, the warm smiles, and the glowing lamps in their hands.
But now I'm here, on this ship full of outsiders. And I feel that they're just like us.
Past and present blur together as Fatutu searches her memories, leaving her dizzy and overwhelmed. In her daze, she has wandered into another part of the ship. It isn't until a voice snaps her out of her thoughts that she realizes where she is.
Hello, young lady. What are you doing out here all by yourself? Don't just stand there. Come on in.
Sorry. I didn't even realize where I was going.
One helmsman gives her a hearty pat on the shoulder.
No need to apologize, my dear. You are more than welcome. You saved us old folks from sitting here in silence till we reach shore.
Charlie's just happy to have someone new to tell his stories to.
I bet Ansem will jump at the chance to show off how he drives off those series too.
Series? I've heard they're a real headache for passing ships. But I've never seen one with my own eyes.
Fatutu curiously peers out the window. A strange yet familiar hum fills the air.
Well, well, this young lady knows a thing or two about the sea.
How about you give us a hand, eh?
He extends a rough hand to her. Fatutu takes a hasty step back, but the hand remains warmly held out before her. She has seen many hands like his before, callous, working hands, like those of Grandma Pinu, Uncle Tarek, Grandpa Natano, and many of other Nukutai. There's something Oh gosh.
I'm not sure I know how to...
There's something comforting in its familiarity.
Don't worry, it's almost too easy.
These series are afraid of loud noises, and the Free Breeze has plenty of speakers on board. The sea is with us today.
Of course it is. For how long we've sailed its waves, why wouldn't it be?
The helmsmen exchange a few winks and shoulder pats. There's a clear camaraderie between them. They roll up their sleeves as they prepare for their performance.
Get ready, folks! Port the helm!
Okay. Oh, why are all of the stages recommend the mineral team? My mineral team is ass.
Dental checker.
Also, this enemy design is so cool. Like a butterfly ray or skate. This is pretty awesome.
All of these mines.
Let's get it over quick. You, another jar? There they are. Enjoy!
I must finish this one.
Man, I want to pull Fujitsu so bad when the time comes because I think my only like decent healer is Tooth Fairy, and I desperately need another one. I mean, I have Druvis for my plant team, but I don't really know which is all that useful. I think Junyang's ult is so funny. Like, okay, girl.
I gave it my all. I have no regrets.
Okay.
Port 270, hard starboard. Blow down to 5 knots. Watch the bow wave. Turn on the speakers. Time to chase off some sea monsters.
The seasoned navigator issues a steady flow of instructions. The cruise ship slowly turns, skillfully avoiding the reach of the sea monster's tentacles.
Signorina?
He gives Fatudu a harmonica and asks if she can play it.
No.
Don't worry. Anything you play, will do. Can't be worse than what Essam has to offer.
I can hear you, you know.
The sailors joke and jostle as they clamor for their respective instruments.
I grieve to leave my native home. I grieve to leave my comrades all.
They burst into song.
Come on, join in.
The harmonica finds its way to her lips. Melodious music, off-key yet heartfelt, drifts out towards the sea. This is just like those nights by the bonfire in Meli.
But a poor simple sailor, just like me, must be tossed and turned in the deep dark sea. Farewell to Nova Scotia, the sea-bound coast. Let your mountains dark and dreary be. For when I'm far away on the briny ocean tossed, will you ever heave a sigh or a wish for me?
One nameless sea shanty after another tears through the fog. with lights shimmering on the sea surface like embers after festival bonfire. Realization strikes her. She finally understands her role.
Miss Grace.
The outside world is indeed full of dangers, but there is less to fear than you think. I'll help you through it.
Advice and reassurances echo in her mind. She suddenly feels weak.
What am I doing? Sorry, I have to go.
Hmm?
She scurries off.
I don't understand. Why are they so nice? This is nothing like the stories.
Her questions hang in the air, and so too does a knuckle at the door.
Come in.
Timekeeper, I hope you didn't have too much difficulty during the power outage.
Not at all, Sonato. It actually gave me the opportunity to try out X's latest invention, the bouncing bulb. It's very interesting. A little draining, though.
Coming back to the two of them, it just made me realize how painfully British they are.
Would you like to try out one of these, then?
Did you make this, Sonato?
I did. Miss Saloni from Nukuteo taught me how to make it. It's called a Sea Mother's Eye. She told me every household in Meli lights them during storms to help guide those at sea safely home. She said, with this, no one will ever be lost in the dark.
Thank you, Sonato. And what a lovely saying.
Sonato breathes a sigh of relief, but her eyes remain fixed on the Sea Mother's eye.
After this mission, we should be able to apply for a field investigation in Italy.
Hell yeah!
Italy? Thank you, Timekeeper.
Sonato is unable to hide her delight.
But let's focus on this mission first. May I borrow your communicator? There's something I need to verify.
Of course.
Beep.
Connecting to Madame Z of the St. Pavlov Foundation.
Madame Z mentioned! I love Madame Z.
The person you're trying to reach is currently unavailable due to communication interference. Please leave a message after the beep.
Huh?
Just as I suspected, communications are blocked.
Oh my.
Someone's jamming the signal.
That damned Manus
Do you think it's
Vindicte.
Manus Vindicte?
It's possible. The flyer proved that this ship has some kind of association with them. We need to stay vigilant.
Regulus should know about this. I'll go find her.
Heart-wrenching screams echoes from afar, reverberating through... I was starting to get scared, okay? Reverberating through the halls of the ship.
Regulus!
It's always Regulus. They hurry over to the source of the
Regulus,
scream.
Are you alright?
Snitto stops in her tracks. The scene before her is all too familiar, for it has played out countless times at the LSCC.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Ulrich! Ignoring the fact that Regulus just dropped her sunglasses, Ulrich calmly pours coffee
Mr.
into his...
Ulrich?
into his energy intake. The ferrofluid swirls in a distorted arc.
Good day, timekeeper, researcher Regulus, Miss Sonetto.
Also, is this the disguise?
Really the disguise you went with?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Vertin, did you know he'd be here? Listen, there's no way I'm paying for even half an extra ticket. In fact, he should be paying for me.
Well, this might take a while to explain.
Let's see, what's this? Let's second scramble. Knowledge is power. Quickly, find the creature's weakness before you get killed. Oh my. Open and read. Encyclopedia of Nautical Lore. Sea Monster Edition. Series, common names, Bigtooth Ray, Anchorfish, Deep Base Disc, Hammerhead Ray. Back home, we call this thing a sea bat. That's not right. Sea bats are a different species, and they definitely don't smash your portholes at night. Classification, subclass, aquatic primal critter, order, oceanic, family, ray form, genus, flying ray. In my opinion, it should be classified as a bird. What? Distinctive features, broad wings, long tail, a pair of clawed fins, and curved ivory white fangs. Hey, I just thought of a business idea. Could we pass these fangs off as ivory? Man. Series typically live in groups and feed on large fish, seabirds, and drifting debris. While they may look similar to Olitiao, their behavior couldn't be more different. While Olitiaos are generally non-aggressive, Series are known for their fondness for challenging creatures larger than themselves, including sperm whales, baleen whales, megalodon sharks, and passing ships. Where was I? Ah, okay, here. Sometimes they even mistake protruding rocky outcrops and coral reefs for foes. When a Series spots a ship, it leaps from the water, attacking the vessel with its sharp wings and calling upon its companions. They seem to have a competitive nature. Each Series strives to soar higher and leave deeper marks on its target. Stay away from the windows, you never know how deep their wings can slice. Despite their large numbers, Series communicate through a single method, sound. They can produce a wide range of calls within the 10 to 180 Hz frequency range, ideal for underwater communication, and they can sense each other's vibrations through their wing membranes. The best way to deal with Series is to disrupt their hearing. Shouts, bangs, and music can confuse them, while enough volume can physically irritate their auditory systems, causing them to flee in discomfort. Now that's more like it. My former captain tried using anti-Olitiao measures against them, which is why he's my former captain. Oh my. Science Salon. Oh, we're back at Laplace. I'm not going to understand anything on understanding each individual at Laplace. But also, it seems we have medicine pocket. Yay! Let's see. An unofficial meeting on the Artificial Storm project was held before the Free Breeze set sail from Australia.
Did you wake up with a glitch this morning, Ulrich? The storm has already taken so many lives, and now you're planning to intentionally bring another one upon us?
Quit your worrying, Jonathan. The artificial storm will be under strict control, and you're not even on the research team. Besides, there are some issues we still need to fix, so we've come to a bit of a standstill for now. I promise you won't wake up to find the building engulfed by the storm.
Sorry? Are you saying that you've already started?
Ulrich, I have to warn you. Ever since you found that satellite, you've been pushing past the limits of Laplace's regulations. You've accessed materials from other branches, used valuable resources for your own purposes, and run experiments without proper clearance.
What baseless claims, Penelope? I'll have you know that everything I've done has been approved by the HQ director.
Director? We don't have a damn director.
Oh yeah, I think Lucy
But we do have a
went
substitute director.
on
so
vacation. Is it Enigma? He gives a pointed nod in Enigma's direction. Yeah, it is.
For the last time, I'm not the substitute director. No one can substitute for Madame Lucy.
That familiar heavy knock on the table resounds once more.
But let's set that aside. We're here to figure out what to do with the satellite. Not to stage an intervention for Ulrich.
The solution's as clear as day, my friends. We'll do exactly what they did in Plisetsk during the third storm. Find someone brave and send them into space.
Oh my.
He's right. Why don't we just build another satellite and see how it handles the storm?
A sarcastic applause suddenly erupts.
Wow,
Knew
what
it.
an amazing idea! Truly a stroke of genius. So, we're talking about a controlled experiment, right? That means we'll send not just one, but dozens of satellites, all carrying different items.
What's the problem with that?
Oh, nothing. The budget team will be thrilled at the idea. Here's a better one. We sit tight and wait till the storm sends us back to 1995. And bingo! Surprise! There's our satellite, orbiting around the Earth once
Is
again.
this expression new? I don't think I've seen it before. And I have Medicine Pocket.
Medicine Pocket, please mind your tone in the meeting room.
Oh, sure. Just as soon as they stop trying to waste all our research funds.
I'm with researcher Medicine Pocket here. There's no need to launch more satellites. We should be focusing on the Artificial Storm project.
Ulrich knocks on the table, drawing everyone's attention.
The project has made substantial progress. I have collected every item that was once on the Regulus satellite, including the space seeds from Plesetsk. You have no idea how difficult that was, let me tell you. It was easier to get Regulus's record.
Still, you probably didn't need to steal it, Ulrich.
You say that, but I've heard that it isn't going all that smoothly. Accelerating the reaction of asymmetrical nuclide R with fixed frequency sound waves so as to stimulate the storm. It sounds impressive, but what's the payoff? Have you found the key material that provides immunity from the storm?
Good point, Lucas. I never claimed the experiment was perfect. In fact, I'll be the first to admit that it has some serious procedural flaws.
Huh?
Through 26 microscale artificial storms, I tested 7 different space seeds, an astronomical spectrometer, a high-speed photometer, some obsidian crystals, and a Lycopus lucidus talisman. None of them endured the trials.
Oh my.
Then what do we do now? Just give up?
No!
Ulrich awkwardly clears his throat. Does he even have one?
But I have used all the asymmetrical nuclide R that we had in the warehouse.
What?
Medicine Pocket springs to their feet like a shocked animal.
Sit down, Medicine Pocket. Jonathan, go get some stress balls.
No! I can shout all I want, okay, substitute director?
Medicine Pocket slams the table, sending papers flying.
Ulrich! All the asymmetrical nuclide R! It's all gone?
I had to use it. It's just standard consumption, like in any other experiment. And I got results.
With that amount of resources, of course you'd find something, dumbass. Even a broken clock's right twice a day. Keep at it if you want. You're gonna smash that dead end head on.
I don't see why you're commenting on my work. We're not even in the same department.
The girls are fighting. Ulrich presses down on the table to ease the vibrations, shaking the ferrofluid in his tank.
Because you used my materials! That was most of the nuclide art from both Laplace and the Foundation! You have to be kidding me! You get all you want while I'm here like some chump filling out endless forms just to get a few drops!
The badge on Medicine Pocket's chest creaks under the stress of their shouts.
Next time, just give me the funds and nuclide, and I'll be more than happy to run a few laps in the storm with that crap from the satellite and see what happens.
We would never endanger the life of a researcher like that.
That's why we should launch another satellite. No need to risk anyone's life, especially since we got plenty of colleagues with aeronautics experience. Can't do that. Our best space expert is still in the Laplace care unit.
The smoke temporarily clears, and finally, one member turns the meeting to its main agenda.
So, Ulrich, what's the next step with your experiment?
I'm taking it outside, of course. The richest deposits of asymmetrical nuclide R aren't in the lab or the Foundation's warehouse. They're out there in the real world. We've been overlooking how the density of nuclide R has affected our experiment results.
Come on, Ulrich, that's just an excuse. Where would you find a nuclide R density than in a Laplace lab?
The storm?
That might be the exact problem. The environment here is too controlled, too clean. The storm has never been the manifestation of order, but of chaos.
And how exhaust?
The storm! The scientists...
Let's see what kind of bull they're spouting this time.
No, Medicine Pocket, just toss the letter into the shredder.
Hurried footsteps echo, and a clear voice cuts through the chaos.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Simone!
apologies for interrupting your debate. The St. Pavlov Foundation has passed a new resolution.
I love her. Also, who wouldn't love her with that gorge bob? Okay, here. Scholarly exchange. Exchange is one thing, and competition is another. Without both, how can we improve? Friendly discussion. What's this? Chaos throwing discussion. What's this? Chaos throwing box. Lorentz butterfly attached loop. This reminds me of something, but it makes no sense, and I can remember it very well now. Oh, I got a mental whiplash. Okay. Through noses. Emitting screams at varying decibel levels to indicate different supernatural phenomena. The Artificial Storm Project. Before the 3rd, 6th, and 7th storms, Lorentz Butterfly predicted several potential storm eye locations, which emerged just as foretold. With the assistance from the Field Agent Administration, I confirmed the status of the indicated areas. Although they didn't perfectly match the core regions of the storm, those coordinates did correspond to concurrent supernatural phenomena. As researchers, we must recognize the value of building upon the work of those who came before us. Yes, but for researchers, getting perfectly matched and concurrent don't constitute convincing enough reports. If you want the data, the p-value is as low as 0.012, which means there's a significant correlation. The inputs and results can be verified, so the findings are reliable. Oh, that's just great. Fantastic. Soon enough, the entire Institutum Lorenz will know our IQ is reversing faster than time itself. Yeah, Enigma. Yeah. Piracy, not the fun kind. What? Is there a fun kind of piracy? No comment. This is a real game changer for records. Simone's statement is definitely a much more damaging bomb.
Miss Simone, did you just say something about the Foundation? Are we not moving off topic? We were discussing our efforts to identify substances immune to the storm. What is all this about the Foundation?
No idea, but it's sure to be the most cheerful, positive, wonderful news. That'll teach you to run Madam Buckethead out of town. Now it's going to be those Foundation dimwits calling the shots. Ha!
I won't stand for the Foundation ordering Laplace around. I'll set things straight with them later. You have my word.
He raises his hands in exasperation before promptly dropping them and slumping back into his chair.
In fact, Miss Simone, you may relay my message now.
I understand your concerns, Mr. Enigma, but given our present circumstances, the Foundation's involvement may have a bright side.
She unfolds a neatly prepared document.
The resolution the Foundation relayed to me was principally concerned with your artificial storm project, Mr. Ulrich.
Huh?
What? Did you switch gears on us, Ulrich?
For Flux's sake! All I did was ask for a little support.
Speaking of, the Foundation also sent through their approval for your other requests. Mostly anyway. They agreed to supply the majority of your requested materials, including replenishing a portion of our asymmetrical nuclide R, and they've dispatched field investigators to assist us. Additionally, they've done preliminary screenings on the locations you mentioned and confirmed they meet the specifications of our experiments.
The Foundation has never been this generous with us before. Huh.
Joy rushes through Ulrich. He feels almost in a daze.
Don't go popping the champagne just yet, Ulrich! Our new bosses aren't going to come anywhere close to replacing all the asymmetrical nuclide R you've wasted.
Ulrich ignores them, his gaze fixated on the letter in Simone's hands.
Still, it's all too easy. What's the catch?
They want to witness our results, firsthand.
Oh my. The table is smacked once again.
Deal. Someone, anyone, take down the minutes.
Ulrich pounds the table once more, sending waves through the ferrofluid.
They also sent over another possible location that they haven't been able to confirm. A ship.
Oh my!
The Foundation has requested that you investigate it personally. The Timekeeper will brief you on the details.
Ah, so that's how he got into the
fish tank.
ship.
You're off the hook for now.
And we're back to the ship. Yay! Regulus glances at them, then her eyes fix on Ulrich, who is calmly removing his disguise.
Just so we're clear, you're not planning to smuggle out my treasure, right?
I wouldn't think of it.
Fab. And you're not angling that I foot the bill for this excursion, right?
clears his throat before steering the conversation back on track.
The Foundation's intel appears accurate. After some preliminary checks, I am certain this will be an ideal locale to conduct our experiments. I've never seen such intense readings of asymmetrical nuclide R outside of the storm.
Now hold on a minute, Ulrich. You're not about to take a swim, are you?
Only if necessary.
With my record? You've got to be off your rocker, mate.
Ulrich quickly abates her protestations by presenting her with the record.
Not at all. It's time it was returned to its rightful owner.
She embraces the record like an old friend.
Oh, my darling. Oh, my treasure. Welcome home. Oh, I'll broadcast your tracks on Radio Apple for 72 hours straight and hold the rookinest party ever just for you. Oh, you've got my word.
The joy of this reunion pours out of her before a graver possibility flashes across her mind.
Hold on. You're not about to withhold my funds, are you?
Fret not, Regulus. Given its special significance to you, we made its composition analysis our first priority. Now that the first step is done, I'm more than happy to return it to you.
But what about your experiments?
Clutching her little thing in her hands, Regulus hesitates, then reluctantly hands it to Ulrich. Ulrich clears his throat again, donning the feigned nor formality of his disguise once more.
Not to worry. I've already made arrangements.
LeMayo. He proudly raises his coat to unveil Laplace's latest masterpiece. Dozens of identical little thing records are stacked neatly
We
together.
went to great lengths to ensure these replicas were identical in every way. We even reproduced the ink used in the signature.
Hell yeah.
Identical down to their heart and soul, courtesy of Laplace craftsmanship. We've achieved complete consistency in both composition and appearance.
Ulrich's proud tone is cut off by Regulus's exclamation of surprise.
What? Well, I've got to hand it to you. They're dead ringers for the real thing. But this is piracy. And not the fun kind. Musical piracy.
Oh my.
Drastic times call for drastic measures. I hope you'll find it in your heart to forgive us, Regulus.
Okay. No trails for this one? Okay. And this is going to be the last stage before I end stream because I intend on finishing it later this week. And so I can also prepare for before the other part of the stream, the video that's going to come out a little later this week as well. The hateful hometown. Cumulus clouds drift slowly across the night sky like the rolling waves of the sea. The countless stars glinting. Oh god. Glinting gently behind them. The damp sea. Are you kidding me? Wait. The damp sea breeze has laid a heavy layer of moisture on the surfaces of the ship. Standing at the observation window, the captain's face betrays no emotion. There is a faint, hesitant sound in her door.
Oh, Miss Fatutu. I hadn't expected you to visit.
Grace's face lights up, every inch radiating joy. She eagerly opens the door, a affectionately pulling Fatutu into the room.
I must say it's a welcome relief from the onslaught of greedy businessmen and boorish officials. All puff and no substance. Bloated, lifeless. They remind me of a few specimens of decay from my collection.
Okay.
Decaying specimen? Miss Grace,
aren't we? We are venturing into the unknown. So... relax and keep an open mind, dear. We have a long night ahead.
As the slightly ajar door, a faint smile teasing her lips.
The thing is, I tried to ignore the outside world, just like you said, but I failed.
Fatutu instinctively lowers her head.
The idea of raising a spear against people I know so little about, even if it was to avenge my home. I felt I had to learn more about these outsiders, to understand them. I'm sorry I went against your advice. I thought that learning about them would harden my resolve. I thought that I would hate them from the depths of my soul. That the hatred would be so strong that I'd feel no remorse. That I would see in them what you and Manus Vindictae do. But...
in the face of her wavering resolve, Fatutu bows her head in shame.
instead, after interacting with the people here,
the noisy music hall, the bustling tourists, the bright lights, the sea shanties, they all linger in her mind.
But Tutu, my dear, there's no shame in having second thoughts.
The gentleness of her response leaves Fatutu momentarily stunned.
How could you not? This was but your first glimpse of a world so much wider than you knew. But you'll soon realize that it is nothing more than a dying corpse. Its lungs still clinging on to its last breath. The face rots first, you know. It's a nasty scene, I assure you. Those shrinking, putrefying eyeballs are always a headache for taxidermists. Next, the chest cavity. It rots out from the inside, bloating with noxious gases produced by its decomposing flesh, until it's ready to pop like a party balloon. Even at this stage, if you were to hold your breath and look only to the limbs, you might marvel at the artisanship. Such a perfect creation. Yet it dies all the same. So it goes.
Fatutu has never encountered such a warm and spirited captain before.
Do you see the world any clearer now? Take your time. Think it through.
Grace lightly taps her fingers on the board beside her, as if keeping time with the faint footsteps outside. Lost in thought, Fatutu remains oblivious to it all.
the outsiders are different from what I expected. Miss Grace, are you sure they're truly evil?
Girl, what does that mean? Grace glances out the window. Through the porthole, a strange vibrating sound grows louder and more distinct. Following Grace's gaze, Fatutu notices an enormous shadow on the other side of the porthole. Can parasols and railings really create such an enormous silhouette?
They are cunning, menacing, and at times have even been known to engage in eavesdropping.
Oh my. The shadow creeps closer toward them, stealthy and deliberate.
Miss Grace, watch out! It's some kind of monster!
There is no doubt. This cutting description has angered the shadowy intruder.
It's here!
Is it Barcarilla? Is it her doohickey? Scrambling, Fatutu grabs whatever is nearby. Signal lights, brooms, and heaving lines, and flings them out the door.
I'll protect you, Miss Grace!
Okay, so mineral. Okay, I think my plant team is decent enough. Let's just...
You should not make an enemy of the earth.
This will be simple to race. To transcribe.
Oh. Well, yeah, it was more than enough.
Listen to the melodies of winds and waves. Did I miss something?
Barely even scratched them. What the Sigma?
Time to turn the page. To read. Reason complete.
Okay. The commotion seems to have come to an end. Oh, Otto.
Is it dead?
Panting heavily, Fatutu musters the courage to rush out of the cabin. The figure on the deck is far removed from the terrifying enemy she envisioned.
Oh, it's you, Barcarola.
Silly. Stop. Is she crying? Buki, stop crying. You're so pretty. A familiar tear-streaked face emerges from the aftermath of the chaos. The captain, however, seems unfazed by the disheveled state of her crew's staff.
Miss Barcarola, what a pleasure to see you.
Have you lost your mind, Fatutu? I've been looking all over the ship for you to thank you for the lamps you made. This is a funny way of saying you're welcome. Not even the rudest student in Cremona would attack someone for saying thanks.
An unfamiliar term springs from her lips, sparking Fatutu's curiosity.
Cremona? Where's that?
That's really not what matters here.
Settle down, please, ladies. This was only a small misunderstanding, wasn't it? As both your captain and your friend, I hope that you might be able to resolve this. I do believe I could see you two becoming fast friends.
Girl, are you a Himajoshi? The captain's overtures are anything but subtle.
Fatutu here is eager to learn about the outside world.
Eyebrow
And
raised
I'm
emoji.
Sure you must have
Raised
many
eyebrow
stories
emoji.
to share, don't you? Consider it a favor, in exchange for those sea mother's eyes.
It simply wouldn't do for a captain to leave these two in such a state.
Why don't you take a seat, Miss Barcarola?
She moves aside, extending two delicate hands to them. The girls take her hands, allowing themselves to be drawn close. Then, they lean together on the railing. The sea breeze sweeps across the deck, dispersing whatever awkwardness there was between them.
You were quick to gloss over your hometown. Cremona, wasn't it?
Grace's voice is gentle and soft. Barcarola finally loosens the tension in her strings, speaking as she looks out over the moonlit water.
Cremona, the city of violins, as they say. See, I was born in that awful, dreary old place. But I don't like to talk about it, Miss Grace.
Fatutu examines Barcarola's expression.
But it sounds like you still miss your home. So why speak of it that way? Is there something wrong with it? In Nukuteao, when we find something rotted in our village, we wrap it up in stinky grass and throw it in the ocean. Do you outsiders not do this as well?
Well, it's not completely rotted exactly. It's just...
She furrows her brow, seemingly searching for the right words.
In Cremona, everything is bound up with the violin. How it's made, how it's played, even the science of it. It fills the air and every conversation. You can't walk to the trattoria without tripping over a virtuoso. They come from Rome, Berlin, London, New York, Nairobi, Tokyo, Uppsala, people from far and wide, all crammed into one town. Not a day goes by without a concert, a symphony, or a festival musicale.
Am I misunderstanding you? Because to the Nukatai, the idea of a place with music and festivals every day sounds very fun.
That's where you're wrong, Signora. It's no fun at all. At least, for me. To be Cremonese is to take pride in its music, its history, and above all, its violins. And you must learn to love the violin, the viola, the violoncello, and the bass, because there is nothing else. Every quartet is a string quartet. Every concerto is Vivaldi. Strings, strings, strings. The monotony is unbearable. The world has so very many instruments as diverse and as varied as the people that fill it. Even the shell around your neck could sing if you knew just where to tap it. But not in Cremona. That's why I speak of it that way, Fatutu. Because if I had stayed there, I would never have seen the music of the world and its instruments, and my crackling box would never have been able to know their sounds.
The Nukatai don't have many instruments. Not so many as you anyway. But we were never bored with what we had. I'm certain that your island holds great beauty beyond its music. If ever we grow tired of singing and dancing, we'd go searching for shells or swimming in the reefs.
You still have much to learn about the world beyond your islands.
Then you have no intention of ever returning home, Miss Barcarola?
A seemingly most ordinary question.
Return? No, never. They're too set in their ways, like old fossils. My vision of music grew beyond them, and I did too.
Barcarola cups her hands around her mouth and hollers out into the fog-covered horizon.
I won't force myself back into their little world!
Your determination is admirable indeed.
Glad to hear it. Then my position is safe for another day.
How could it not be? You are the very star of the free breeze.
Uh-huh.
Aw, she's so cute. Barcarola's face lights up with renewed pride.
What about you, Miss Grace? You've never told us about your home.
It's a place of little interest to anyone. Not even worthy of naming.
Her demeanor is far more composed than the rambling chatter of Barcarola.
They say a musician must be free of attachments to be truly creative. Perhaps this is true of captains as well.
No, that can't be right. The Nukutai believe that to stray from our home is the death of the spirit. If we travel too far and too long, our spirit shells develop cracks that no amount of Nuku glue can mend. And from these cracks come an intense sadness. The elders call it homesick.
Homesickness. See, we have this word as well. The sailors aboard often ask me to play the songs of their youth when they're missing their homes. So many different melodies. Thankfully, my crackling box has all kinds of instruments to suit their needs. I imagine it must be difficult for your people now. If you'd like, I could learn to play some of your songs and perform them. I'd be more than happy to help after all you've done.
That's kind of you. I'm sure it'll be of great help to us.
I'm more than happy to help, Patutu. It is my job after all.
The girls' conversation seems to stretch on forever, but the increasing frequency with which they rub their eyes clearly marks the passage of time. Eventually, the sun climbs above the sea, painting its surface a satin blue, and
It appears the sun has caught up with us.
And as the
ladies.
ship's horn sounds, gentle ripples spread across its surface.
Mamma mia! The concert!
Mamma mia, indeed. As she rubs her eyes, Barcarola catches a glimpse of the captain lightly shaking her pocket watch.
I promised Signora Regulus a rock and roll concert, but I haven't even asked her what instruments she needs.
Where was I? Barcarola catches a glimpse of the captain lightly shaking her pocket watch and remembers something equally important.
Ciao, ragazze!
With hurried footsteps clattering down the stairs, Barcarola quickly vanishes.
Thank you for talking with us, Miss Grace.
She has waited for Barcarola to be clearly out of sight before speaking.
Don't mention it. I only hope that it was helpful for you.
I have one last question. I was wondering, how do you stay so determined?
Did she just not answer? Okay, girl. Alright. Well, this marks, I think, the halfway point of this event. We will leave the rest to Friday. Yes, Friday. I hope you all had fun. I did. And I look forward to seeing everyone here again on Friday at the same time as today. For me, 2 p.m. For some of you guys at 1 p.m. And yeah, this was it. I hope to see you guys also at Friday and also on Wednesday in my new video. I will be posting Demonology and I hope you guys like it also. This is it and bye bye for now.